Are we on?
Hi everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Happy Sunday. So today we are going to tell you all about...
Where's the video?
You should be able to...
Sorry everyone, I'm trying to find...
There you go.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
You want to put it on mute, otherwise you're going to hear yourself in stereo.
I heard about that.
So today we're going to tell you our top 5 picks from Creativation each.
Hi Jill. See, I can see.
There you go. So we're going to tell you our top 5 picks. We have some other things. I've actually written down a list of things I wanted to tell you.
Organised for the first time ever. Only because I'm here. Alex usually just wings it and I can't deal with winging it. I have everything structured and organised. We've got like a list of like things we want to get through. Alex has hers.
Yes.
We work very differently, you see.
And then we also have all the fun things we brought back with us. So we have that to share with you. So yesterday, Greg mentioned that he has no idea what to get me for my birthday. And a few of you asked for our address as well. So I thought I would give you our P.O. Box address. I have popped it in the description below. I'll also pop it on our Facebook page, but it is...
I don't suppose you can tell me what it is.
What?
I don't know what our P.O. I know what our address is. I don't know what our P.O. Box
so
is.
Obviously it's the Hedgehog Hollow and it's P.O. Box 748 68 Ravenna Street, Hudson, Ohio, 44236. So it's also in the description below as well. So that's there for you too. Laurie is with us, Jill is with us. Hi Susan, Anne Marie is here. Laurel is here. Laurel texted me and she said, whatever you're doing this live, I want it. So Laurel is here as well.
You don't know what we're doing yet.
Wendy.
We might be doing something really dull and boring.
Wendy is here as well.
I'm good at
that. And then Greg, lots of you also asked, what does Greg do? So what do you do, Greg?
Actually nothing. In as much as I'm a tyre engineer, but I don't actually build, engineer or design anything that actually physically exists. I work in modelling and computer simulation. I develop technology that facilitates us designing tyres using computer systems.
Do you want to speak English?
There was English.
So basically he makes a model of a tyre on a computer, but he couldn't advise you what tyres to put on your car. No. He can't put air in your tyres.
I can do that.
But you don't.
No, I don't, but I could do that.
Yeah. And he doesn't design a tyre or can't tell you anything about a tyre. So he's a tyre engineer that's won awards for his tyre engineering, but he can't actually tell you anything about tyres, which is great when you need a tyre for your car and it's snow outside. If you want to see what it looks like outside our house, it's gorgeous. It's on our Instagram stories and our Facebook stories. It's beautiful.
Snowy.
And we have a lot of snow. So that covers that as well. Now, back to Creativation. So this year it was all about the pins. Everyone was collecting pins. I have my lanyard here. You kind of failed on the pin collecting. You only have about 3 or 4.
I got 3 of ours. I got the Stampin' Village pin, which was really lovely because it's like an enamel one.
So this is my lanyard here.
Yeah, you totally win.
Yeah. I am kind of upset. I lost my gel press pin. It fell off somewhere. I don't know what happened to it. But I have lots of pins on here.
Was it stuck on with gel? That's probably why it fell off.
No, it wasn't.
Was it a gel pin?
So I have, there's a Jane Davenport mermaid pin on here.
Do you want me to hold these up for you? I know you're not very good at the... Again, this is why I'm here. I'm just a stick.
So there's a Jane Davenport
that's this
pin,
one, which is really
and then
pretty.
there's the Hedgehog Hollow pin, of course.
The Hedgehog Hollow one is lovely.
And then there's a Misty pin.
I can't find the focus point. There it is. Where's Misty?
Misty's the next one.
Which, oh, that's cool. It's actually a Misty.
Yeah, it's a Misty pin.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
And then I can't remember what the next one says.
It'd be really useful if we had our macro lens set up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but we've lost the box to do it. Then the next one says Thoughtful Monster. I can't remember. The girl was really sweet who gave it to me. She came up and gave me a big hug.
You can't really see these. I'm sorry.
And then Paul Antonio, who we spoke about yesterday, his pen is really pretty.
In there. Maybe if I do that. There you go.
That's his pen. And then the next one is the Stamp Village pin.
Oh, it's not working. This doesn't really work, honey. I think we should just sort of show pictures of these.
There's a Catherine Pooler pin, and who else have we got on here? Then, oh, there's a Lawn Fawn pin. I wonder if I can make it. I'm going to try and make it work. There's a Lawn Fawn gnome pin. And then there's a Heffy Doodle pin. I have my Stump Junkies Heavy Hour pin. So it's working for me. There's my Art Esprit pin. There's a Becca Feekin pin. And there's my Pink Fresh pin. So lots and lots of pins to collect. So I always keep all my lanyards. I have my one from last year as well. I didn't have as many pins last year, but I went around and collected all of my pins. So that was one of the things. And then the other thing is lots of people were giving out bags. Now, these bags have been driving Greg nuts. So you'll be very pleased to hear, Greg, that I'm going to be giving some of these bags away for a post-Creativation giveaway. I have a whole box full of things, and we'll be doing some really fun giveaways because over Creativation, we hit over 14,000 on Instagram. So we'll be having a giveaway for that. And we're super, super close to our 25,000 here on YouTube. I think we have about 40 subscribers to go. So please share Hedgehog Hollow's YouTube with your friends, because as soon as we hit that, we'll have another giveaway as well. So we're going to have tons of giveaways going on.
Can I give you 25,000 subscribers as a birthday present?
No.
I've got nothing. I've literally got nothing, and it's Thursday.
So, share us with your friends, and then we're going to have lots and lots of giveaways. So, if you grab all the bags down there, we can show them what bags we got as well. Simon Hurley has just joined us again.
We only got a few.
Hi, Simon. So Simon's here, and Mona's here, and who else have we got here? Kim is here, Susan's here. Lots and lots of people joining us as well. Sally is here. Oh, and of course we won our award as well. We won our award, so that's here too. And
really proud of that.
Best online retail. And we're also having, to celebrate our award and our 14,000 Instagram followers and my birthday, we're doing free shipping on the website. So, and you get $3.99 credit if you're international on your shipping. And the code is AlexBday. And so you can go on there, and it's valid on all orders. So you can hop on over to the website hedgehoghollow.com/shop and shop away, free shipping, valid until the 3rd of February. And just use that code as many times as you would like. You can use it as many times as you would like to on there. So, so we have Ranger bags.
Apparently I should do a chore around the house that she hates to do. I do all of the chores around the house. Have you seen the amount of mess Alex makes? I do the cleaning, I do the tidying, I do the organising, apart from when we have staff in to do bits and pieces.
We have a cleaner.
What do you do in terms of around the house?
Look after the children. I do the laundry.
We have a nanny for both of those.
I do the laundry.
When?
I've just done it this morning. Anyway, it's Ranger's 90th birthday, so we have lots of these pretty Ranger bags. I also have a couple of the Ranger 90th anniversary aprons that will be part of our giveaway. So there's those. We have this really pretty black and red plaid bag that Maddie is going to be claiming, because Maddie is all about the Harley Quinn, and she says this is a very Harley Quinn bag, so I'm afraid this one's already been claimed by Maddie.
Sorry.
Then we have our orange and black Creativation bag. So this was what all of our kind of flyers and all the things when you arrive at Creativation. We have this lovely Crafters Workshop one, and this one is really nice because you can fit loads of things with a crop in, and it's like a nice thick material as well.
I've had a suggestion to get you a massage.
No.
Oh.
No.
Alex hates massages.
I'm broken in that way.
I know. No. I don't get it either, but you know.
And then we have a fun Gina K one. I love this one. I love the colour. I think Hannah might have claimed it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to let her. But I love this one, and I love Gina. Gina is amazing. She sends me loads of fun messages. She has really cold weather like we do. And they've got the temperature swings in Milwaukee that we're having as well. So I love this Gina K one that she gave us. And then Kaya couldn't get hers home, so she gave me her Meet Me at the Show. Simon Says Stamp did a fab event with a scrapbook and cards, so she gave me this. And there's also this really cool Crafting Is My Happiness Simon Says Stamp bag as well, so that will be part of our giveaway as well. So
I won that, didn't I?
Oh, you won one as well.
We
didn't get to go because we were at the awards.
We were busy doing the videography for the awards, but I won one of the show handout things from Simon Says Stamp.
Hedgehog Hollow apron. That's your apron from yesterday. That's ended up here. More of the Ranger bag. We have a gold Dress My Craft bag that they gave out with some goodies in as well. And then we have a Spellbinders bag. So this was from the Spellbinders morning as well. So this was really fun. Again, Maddie has claimed this one. She really liked this one because I mentioned yesterday that Maddie does a lot of manga drawing and things, so she wants to put her drawings in here and design all her little things in here. So.
I'm told I can never go wrong with diamonds and jewellery. Perhaps you'd like to explain that one as well?
Diamonds, fine. But Greg always buys me jewelry. Greg and I have very different tastes in jewelry. So
yeah, I like nice jewelry.
Hey! So Greg buys me jewelry. And the girls in the jewelry shop in town are very good because they let me go and exchange it for something that I like. So, Laurel says, when is your anniversary? We went to a dinner with Laurel and some other girls, and Greg was sitting there. I think he'd had a little bit too much to drink that night because he couldn't remember when our wedding anniversary was.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. So, yes. So Laurel was explaining we won Best Online Retailer of the Year. So Laurel is part of our design team. So thank you, Laurel. We have to credit our design team for doing amazing things with our boxes to help us get that award as well. Laurel says, asking when is my birthday, when is our anniversary, when are our children's birthdays. Yes, he couldn't remember all of them. So, you know, we had a good evening that night. So there's that. Lots of them loving the bags. Laurel's telling them all about our meals that we had.
We had a lovely time with everybody there. Such a nice group of people. It was really good fun.
That was on
It was great for me as well because I'm obviously familiar with the design team, but I had never met any of you before, so it was great to meet everyone.
Yes. I should also mention we had a giveaway over Creativation on the Instagram page, and I did announce the winner yesterday. I tagged them in the stories and I tagged them in the post, and they haven't claimed their prize. So you might want to go and check out our Instagram page to see if you were the winner. We gave them 24 hours to claim their prize. That's expired. So if there's not a claim by the time we finish our live, I'll be announcing another winner. So you might want to go and check out at the Hedgehog Hollow during or after this live. Also, I have a guest post today with Ellen Hudson. So when you watch this live, you might want to go and check that out as well. Also, we found the couple of extra samples. Now, Hannah did manage to find the old to new samples, so we'll have those in a live later on this week. But we did have these. So this was another Lawn Fawn make and take that we did. Greg can hold that up for us as well. So that's one of their new gnome sets. How cute is that we made? So I did the make and take. Hannah actually filmed me doing that make and take as well. So that's there. Really cool. Isn't that cute?
I like the kind of, I don't know, it's like childlike, isn't it? Not childish in a negative way. It's lovely.
So we love the film Romeo and Juliet in this house. Yeah. And it kind of reminds me of that. So I really like it. So, and then these are the two things that Paul Antonio did for us. So we have our Hedgehog Hollow here. So we did Hi Hedgehog Hollow, and then he did a monogram.
And he was kind enough to sign it as well, so we've got a signed original, which is lovely.
And then he did a and G monogram for us as well. Oh, Sally's just joined us as well.
You can just about see the A and G in there.
So
I love his work.
For those of you who don't know, Sally is my aunt. And Sally started watching my videos having no idea that I was her niece. So it's a very long story how all of that happened, but it was really nice that we connected. And who knew that my aunt would be watching these videos and find me, because she's kind of the only family member I have left anymore. And it was really cool that somehow she ended up watching my videos. She left a comment. We worked out the surnames were the same. And yeah, so I kind of found a family member that I thought I didn't have. So that was really nice. It's a really nice Hedgehog Hollow story. I did write a blog post about it a long time ago. So that was a really nice thing about Hedgehog Hollow. And we actually ended up, at one point we were living in the same street. We had no idea. And then we moved to America and she watched a video about heat embossing and here we are. So now she watches my videos and things. So I think that's really cool that it's such a small world and kind of meant to be. So someone asked, how long have we been married, Greg?
Quite a while. 4 years? I'm going to go with 4.
No.
Okay. Not 4.
Greg and I have known each other since we were 15. We were high school sweethearts. And after a year, a month, and a day, I dumped him because he was boring, he had bad shoes, and he couldn't dance. He is still boring.
All of those things are still valid. I'm still boring. I talk about tyre engineering, and everybody drones on. Everyone falls asleep. I still have bad shoes. I'm still wearing the exact same shoes. I wear Dr. Martens.
And you still can't dance.
Oh yeah, I can't. Yeah.
But I realised the grass was not greener on the other side after getting married and divorced and everything. And one day, I met him in Starbucks after I got divorced, and that was the beginning of the end. And here we are. How many years later, dearest?
3. No, what, since we were together?
Yeah, this time.
9? I'm just going mad at numbers. I don't know.
Nearly 10 years later.
9 is nearly 10. No, I got that. I was right. I knew that. I didn't just randomly guess.
Okay, so let's get on to some of the things that we got. Oh, do we want to do our top 5 picks?
Yeah, we can do. We've got to get this along a bit because the camera's going to switch off in about 10
so,
15 minutes.
Let's go. So my top 5 picks from Creativation were... So we're not going to do it in a particular order. I just picked my top 5 favourite things. So my top 5 favourite are definitely the pearlized alcohol ink. So I have a real thing about alcoholics. I made lots of samples with tonic dyes for them for Creativation. And the fact that I now have pearlized one, well, who doesn't like some extra shimmer? The Distress Oxide sprays, I got to use them in Tim's class. I mean, I have all of the Distress Oxide inks. So I'm like, yeah, I don't need another spray. I have a whole wall of sprays. I mean, who needs another spray? Well, when you use them, you'll realise why. And we'll have some tutorials
They're on
coming.
our way to us, aren't we?
Well, I actually have a couple of them over there. So when we get to all of our stuff in a minute, we'll show you what they're about. We'll get to them in a minute. We have a whole Ranger pile, of course. And then I chose the We Are Memory Keepers quill, which was actually one of the new product awards that were awarded. That's really cool because it works in your Cricut, it works in your Silhouette, it works in your Scan and Cut, it works in the Sizzix e-cuts. So it works in any of the electronic machines and it does foiling. So like these Gemini foiling machines and things, but you can do any electronic SVG file and it's just really cool and it works in all of them.
That was on my pick as well. We both choose that.
It's really, really cool. And we do have a video on the channel of how it works.
We did a tour. We made a video about Creativation. Is that up already?
Yeah, it's up already. I think the guy's name is Tamir. I'm horrible with names at the minute. He did a really cool demonstration of it. So that was really, really cool.
Yep.
I also chose Dragonfly Glaze from Plaid because it goes on white. And depending whether you put it on black or white surfaces, it then has this really kind of like iridescent shimmer to it. So it's really, really cool. And they put it on like the lampshades and stuff. And if you put it on rounded surfaces, and then it goes on white, but it looks different colours.
And that's Plaid, right? Mm-hmm. That's in the Plaid. We did a Plaid full booth tour.
It's not up yet.
Oh, there's a Plaid booth tour, but you don't know about it yet.
I did a live where I showed it.
But
so
yeah,
there
that
is
was really cool, and you can just coat anything you want with it. Okay, that's going to be number 6 on my top 5.
You don't get 6. I asked if I could 6, and you said no. So I did do a really quick live. If you want to see that, go and look at my Plaid live. And then I really struggled to choose my next ones. So some of them are on Greg's list. Luckily, he chose some of them. But I went with the Tonic Sparkle Sprays. I mean, there's tons of Tonic new products. And I guess I'm a bit biased because I did get to use them all before Creativation for samples. But I chose these Sparkle Sprays because they have a ton of silver sparkle in them. They have a larger nozzle because of the extra sparkle. But the great thing is they work on non-porous surfaces. And I use so many sparkle sprays that only work on like paper and things, and they never set on anything non-porous. So I really, really like the sparkle sprays because I can use them on wood and I can use them on like ceramic tiles and I could use them on really cool stuff. And I made some fab samples, which we will get out when we get to unpack those. I'm waiting for the booth to get back and unpacked. So they were my top 5. What were yours?
Okay. So we did a tour of the Stamp Village, which was this whole new collaborative idea, and we're all about collaboration at Hedgehog Hollow. We've always been a fan of that sort of way of working. And to kind of celebrate the Stamp Village, they did a collective stamp. So you buy one product. I can't remember where you buy it from. Did you buy it from? I
think Herots are going to have it. I've emailed Grace to find out the details. So as soon as we find out, we will put it on the Facebook page. So follow facebook.com/the Hedgehog Hollow. We'll post a link and we'll make sure that goes up.
And the cool thing is you buy this one stamp set and you get a stamp from each of 8 different companies. Yeah. I think that's awesome. I love the idea of collaborating together and putting together different designs. And they're all the same. They're all like a certain round stamp.
It's
but
like
each
a seal.
one is a different,
like
a seal.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I like the idea of collaborating like that. And also similarly, the quill from Memory Keepers. Mm-hmm. Again, I like the fact that it works in their competitions machines. I think that's really cool. So it all works together. Yep. Plus, it was a great product. It was really well presented as well. So yeah, I was a fan of that. One new one for me, Jane Davenport. She does the set of paints and I think they're markers, all kinds of inks and
an Australian mixed media artist who designs for Spellbinders.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love the idea of making the paints to match up with makeup and like makeup style. Like you get mascaras and foundations and lipsticks and all this kind of stuff.
We've got some.
Have we got some?
Yeah, we'll get to them.
We'll get to them. But I just love the idea of combining the idea of card making and stamping and that with makeup because they're kind of related and similar. I thought that was really cool. And Jane Davenport was awesome as well.
she's
She's
really
spectacularly good artist.
Yeah, she's really
And
fun.
yeah, she's really fun. Is the Spellbind? Is that video up?
Yes.
Yep, you can go and check that out as well. There's a video of her doing her thing.
Yep.
Really, really cool. One all new thing, or not all new, we knew about them before, is Artistry. We really like them. We're looking at working with them a bit more closely in the future. And they do sublimation, which is like the where you draw a colour thing and then you transfer it onto a t-shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
But what they do that's totally different to others is the colour and the richness and just the quality of that transfer is in a different league.
There's some stuff in the drawer down
what's
there.
been done
Third
before.
drawer down, I think. Some stuff.
There you go.
Yeah.
So usually these sort of things are like, I don't know, class of 87, it looks terrible. Well, what you get from Artistry is stuff like this.
And
And
you
that
can
just
put it
looks
on.
fantastic.
So you can put it on anything that has polyester in it, or you can put it on anything that has sequins, because sequins are polyester. And this one I did on glitter vinyl.
Yeah, so it's glittery and the quality of the colours in there, the general brightness and how nice this looks. And you can wash it, you can...
Yeah, so once you
It's
iron
really
it, they call it
durable as
iron
well.
on ink. So once you iron it on, it's completely permanent. So if your kids get it on the couch, you can wipe it off because it's water-based. Don't steam clean it off. Huh? Ask me how I know. One of those things. So while he's putting them away, Tracy says I'm boring too. Maura asks, how long have we been in the States? We've been here
2.5 years?
2 and a bit
It was
years.
November 16,
I think so.
something like that, when
Yeah.
we first came. So yeah, Artistry, we're looking at working with them closely in the future. Really, really great, really new, really innovative, really different. It's the first time I've ever seen sublimation type fabric stuff actually really blending with artists, as opposed to just boring prints and things like that.
Yeah.
Next one, glue gun.
Oh yeah, they actually gave
Wanna
us
do
one
this?
of these. So this is a new glue gun. Again, it's one of the product winners. This is from AdTech, and they say, I haven't tried it yet, so I will be trying it. We'll do a review. The idea is it has 80 to 90% less strips and less strings. So can you imagine using a glue gun, and when you pull it away, you don't get all those strings that we all hate. So when you're doing your wreaths at Christmas, and I make a lot of wreaths at Christmas, don't I, dear?
Oh, hundreds of bloody things.
So
It's not the wreaths that bother me, it's the mess left by the wreath making process. You're
So-
like up to here in like glitter and flowers and just, yeah.
So I'm really excited to try it. So we like that idea. Greg likes that idea of not having to have strings and everything everywhere.
Yeah, anything
so-
that's tidy. If it tidies up, I'm a fan.
So that was one of his picks. So
And
we'll be
then
doing
number
that.
6 on my top 5 is the plaid shimmer stuff. I forgot about that. That was awesome. Hey, if you can have like a 7-minute, 2-minute Tuesday, I can have a 6-item top 5.
So someone else asked, when's the quill coming out? It's supposed to be shipping at the end of February to retailers, so you should get it early March. Price point wise, I think the quill itself is going to be about $99. Don't quote me. I think that's what it's going to be. And then you can also buy USBs that have designs on it, but you can also use any like Cricut file, SVG file, all those kinds of things as well. So trying to answer those. Lots of you joining us as well. Hello, hello, hello. So lots of things going on there. Lots of people laughing at us. This is how we are normally. This is nothing unusual. Those of them that spent Creativation with us will know that this is
we
pretty much
bicker
the
a
norm.
lot.
So let's go through quickly. We're going to try and rush through some of them, and then others. Greg's got some questions. So
I'm just going to push a button on the camera so it doesn't switch itself off. There you go.
So
This
we
should dry
had
for
these
another half
fab
an hour.
little packets that Jennifer Maguire was giving out, which I thought was really sweet. So she gave out these Share Handmade Kindness packets. So
Oh,
there's
cool.
her little seal stamp, which I think this stamp is in the Hero Art set, the Share
Oh, is it?
Handmade Kindness. And then there's
oh,
like
that.
these, there's a pen in there, there's stickers go on the back of your cards, there's some stamp colour mail type things. And then she did these cards that her and Leela sort of signed and whatnot on the back. So, which I thought was really sweet. So she was
Lovely.
giving those out at Creativation as well. So that was really nice. And what's nice is the girl who does all her hand lettering is based in Akron down the road from us.
Oh, cool.
No, it's not Ipso. It's a girl who just does hand lettering.
Oh, lovely.
And then Hero Arts were giving, so we also are creator VIPs for AFCI. So we had a goodie bag that has some extra things in. I'm going to try and remember what was in that and what was in different things. I happen to know that this was in the VIP gift bag. This is a new stamp set from Hero Arts. It's called, I don't know. I think it's an iris. but it's one of their layering stamp sets as well. So that's really pretty on there. Pretty Pink Posh was in the gift bag that Greg won, and this is called Miss You, so that's one of their sentiment sets on there. Then these are the Art Esprit markers that...
Oh yeah.
So you get 10 markers in a set. So you kind of have, I'm going to do it on the side there, so you can see you've got all your kind of your basic colours in there. And they're water-based, so you can blend with them with water and whatnot. And then they have a chisel tip. There's some samples on the front.
With these?
I have done bits and pieces. So these were in our VIP gift
that's
bag.
an idea. If you can see on the cover there.
Or not.
There we go. This is like a proper piece of art that somebody's drawn and then transferred onto a bag. And it's just gorgeous. It's like a really nice, proper piece of artwork. It's not just some boring, ugly transfer.
And you can put them onto coasters. You can put them onto... You can put them onto mugs. You just get a silicone wrap. You can put it in a toaster oven. You can put it onto t-shirts. You can put it onto wine bags. You can put it onto koozies. Literally, you can put it onto anything. So they're really, really cool. Then in our VIP bags were these stamp and storage magnet cards. So these for storing your dies. They also do stamp and storage. You can either put these then in your Avery L envelopes, or you can put them in your stamp and storage. You can put them in your drawers, however you like to store them. But these are really nice and thick, and I like storing my dies on magnet sheets. I just buy a roll of magnet. But these are really nice because they're super, super thick. So they're really nice and rigid, and they come in different sizes as well. So magnet cards are available in 5x7, 6x7, 8x7, or 8.5 by 11 sizes. So just depending on how you like to store them. So just a neat idea.
Good quality, isn't it? It feels nice.
So
I'll put this away for you, shall I? Rather than just make a big mess over there, to clear up later. Or to not clear up later, as the case may more likely be.
Where's the wine?
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's 6 o'clock somewhere.
Good point.
And it's Sunday. So, Waffle Flower gave us the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery stamps. Now, I love the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. If you've never checked them out, do go and look at them. She makes the cutest patterns. These are a layering stamp. This is her Stitched Harvest ones.
How does that work?
They're layering stamps. You know, like these ones here.
Just if you can't see.
So you see how these like layer? You've seen me do them.
There we go.
Like that. But they're just cross-stitch ones instead.
Oh, so this is a cross-stitch pattern?
Well, no, they're stamps that look like cross-stitch.
Yeah, it's obviously not actual stitching, is it?
Yeah, but you can do it. Some people use it as a pattern.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, it's cool.
But now Waffle Flower are doing all their dies are going to be made in Hong Kong or China. And they're going to be detabbed, and they're going to come on magnet sheets, and they're going to come in this, which means they're also going to pass the 30% saving on to us as consumers, which is awesome. And they're going to come in these really nice storage envelopes. So I think that's really cool. So they also have a new water medium out, which somebody suggested Greg should buy me for my birthday. It is not out yet, but we took one of their classes, so it's behind me, so I can show it to you a little bit. Then,
how do I get back to the comments? I've done it wrong.
Oh, I don't know. Then there was a company called Paper Rose. They're a new Australian company, and we have a little small stamp set from them and one of their new layering dies. They were really, really sweet. You filmed a booth tour with them, which I'm still in the process of editing some of those. So some of the more kind of in-depth ones that had some really fun stuff in, that we did some special things for them. But you can see here, this is their Moroccan layering square. So I'll try and get that to focus. But this is beautiful. It's a one on there, and they're Australian. 2 really fun ladies on there. Then this was a class kit that Hannah said. This was a Faber-Castell, so these are just watercolor pencils. But she said they were really, really nice to work with, so I'm kind of looking forward to trying those.
Faber-Castell stuff is usually very good, isn't it?
So that was those. This Maddie has claimed already. This was a little package that I got from Sakura. There's a jelly roll in there. There's a koi watercolor brush pen. There's a micro tip. There's a pigment, and there's a jelly roll. This is what Greg really wants to try. So I think this is going to be one of his first videos. This is a gel press.
Okay, so can you explain to me what a gel press is and like what you do with it? Because it seems to make really cool backgrounds.
Yeah. So I'm going to open this up. So this is the round gel press that Kaya used. So you can feel.
So I've seen one. They're like the equivalent, I
Gelatin.
guess, of an acrylic block. But they're rather than being acrylic, which is rigid, this is, you know, a wobbly lump of like jelly stuff.
Yeah. So you then
You
put
can, you know, it feels really
acrylic
weird.
paints on it. You use brayers. You use.
Mine your way.
No, you're fine. I've got like squeegees. You have. I've got some of them tan. You get like texture things you put over the top that put like.
So what do? Do you just put a load of ink and stuff on this?
They're stencils, stamps.
So you make this pretty and then just go.
No, you put your paper on top.
Oh, okay.
So you lay that down, you make it pretty, you put your paper prints on top, or you put leaves on it, you can put bubble wrap on it.
So is this similar? You know, we have the big black platform and we put like ink on it and things, and then you put paper and you drag paper through it and you get that kind of transfer onto paper. It's a similar kind of thing. You'd put this on the platform, it's going to get mess around it.
Yeah.
You put your ink and all that on here and spread it around, and yeah, you can put.
But because it's jelly, it behaves differently to glass, so you're going to get different textures and different patterns in it.
Because I love that idea of doing the inking on glass and paper.
Yeah.
I want to do some more of that. That's really cool. So this is equivalent
Greg
to that.
has told me he wants to come in here in the evenings and start crafting together, which I think is kind of awesome.
Yeah, okay. I've got to admit, I have enjoyed Creativation, and I'm always behind the cameras, as I'm sure most of you know. I run the whole kind of video production side of of Hedgehog Hollow. And Creativation this year was the first time I've ever been in front of the camera and actually making some of the crafty things. We did in our live yesterday. We went through some of the bits and pieces that I've made. And I can't tell you, it was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. I was going with no idea what I was doing in the classes. I didn't know where to begin. I knew a little bit having watched you, and it turns out I perhaps knew more than I thought I knew. But I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I thought. I was kind of going to get the stuff and to get the techniques and things to give back to Alex, but I actually enjoyed it quite a lot. It was good fun. So yeah, I think I'm going to get more and more into it. And we've obviously got all the equipment and all the stuff, so yeah, why not?
Sally says it's 7 p.m. in England, get the wine out.
I'm British. That's good enough for me.
Someone says to ask for Daniel Smith watercolors, but I already have those. They're trying to help
I know
you.
they're trying. But buying crafting supplies for Alex is like, it just doesn't, because you've got either got it or getting it or...
Yeah, Roberta says the stamps for the gel press were interesting. We actually have some of those. We'll get to those. We got a couple of picket fence stencils, but this one's cool. It's martini glasses.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is very apt for you.
Can make a Churchill martini.
And then Ink Road gave us this one, which I think is cute too. So that's a girl on her travels.
Go for the glare.
Yeah, we have to do that. Then we got
That's
some
really cool.
chameleon pens. Where's my other set of chameleon pens? Oh, they're over here. We'll put those with those. Okay, right. You better start grabbing some piles from over there.
Oh, what's over here? What am I going?
Just pick a pile.
Pick a pile.
Maybe.
Concord and Ninth. So.
Okay. So from Concord and Ninth, we got the whole new release. So in this release, we have the turnabout stencils that go with all of their... Thank you, Minnie. We have the turnabout stencils that go with all their previous turnabouts. So I'll put my hand behind it a little bit, but it's an acetate sheet and it shows you how to line up all your previous turnabouts. So that's really, really cool. So I have all of those. And then they have their new turnabout jig. And what this does is it goes in your MISTI, your stamp platform, whatever you like to use, and it shows you exactly to where to line up your stamp and where to line up your piece of paper. And there's lines on there for A2 cardstock and for your square cardstock. So I'm really pleased they've come out with those. There's a large one and there's a small one, depending on what you want to use. And then tons of new turnabouts because this month is turnabout month. So we have a birthday basics. And if you haven't seen turnabout stamps before, I'll get Greg to hold this up for you. You can see on the back there, you can stamp them once, twice, 3 or 4 times, depending on what you want to do. So we have that one. We have our stitch turnabouts. We have the marble one, which is the one that I really, really want to use.
That looks cool. Oh, so it literally does like the marbling.
Yeah, and you can see you can build them up however many times you want to use them.
So it gives you a lot of hints on the backlet of like how to.
And we'll do
them.
some tutorials because I haven't used turnabout
Don't
stamps.
dump all the Concord and Ninth stuff there. It goes back over there.
Sorry, boss. God, now he's coming in the craft room too. I used to escape him in here. We now get turnabout stencils. They're doing turnabout dies as well. So we now have turnabout dies. And we have mini turnabouts and other turnabout stamps as well. So we'll do some more turnabout ones because we haven't done a turnabout video probably in nearly a year. So I definitely think we're overdue a turnabout video.
So we have a question from somebody who has a dog saying, are you going to get dog fur and things like that caught up in your gel press? And if you look at that, it's actually already got...
No, and the thing about the gel
you can
press...
always clean them though, can't you?
Yeah, you can run them under the tap. Dawn and... They do say not to use alcohol, and to keep them in their packaging is the one thing. And then to clean it, deli paper is the one way to clean it. Yeah, I mean...
A bit. I mean, there's a little bit on there. But the thing is, you use this to
tacky.
apply textures, don't you?
Yeah, it's not
so
sticky.
So what you're going to do
way.
is make a messy kind of rusticy texture with bits of flowers and all kinds of stuff like that. So it really don't.
It's
I don't
designed
see
to be
it
mixed
mattering.
mediary.
Yeah. So when you're doing mixed mediary stuff, it's not like a clean, smooth surface where if it's got a dog hair in it, it's going to look terrible.
You can also buy gel plate conditioner, which keeps it. You feel it's like slightly oily.
Oh yeah,
and that keeps it slightly oily, which means that any dirt or anything you get on it just wipes off really nicely. So I would recommend buying, and again, we've got so many videos to make with all this stuff, but we will do a video on cleaning your gel press the same way I did a cleaning your Misty video. So we'll do some videos on how do you get stuff off once you've got it on there, because Hannah came home with her gel plate, and actually I'll get her to bring it over because hers is covered in paint. And there are ways to get it off. We got one of hers clean the other day. So, yes, we'll do a 2-minute tip on how do you get a gel plate clean if you've let stuff dry off.
So I think in summary there, if you have a dog or whatever, yes, you're going to get dog hairs on it. Firstly, it doesn't matter. And secondly, you can clean it easily. So don't let that get in your way.
Someone says they're impressed that I've embraced you coming into my craft room.
Somebody asked, what do we miss of England?
Chocolate.
Chocolate, yes.
If anyone would like to send me Galaxy or Dairy Milk chocolate...
Can you repeat the P.O. box?
I don't know where it was gone.
Has it gone somewhere?
It's in the description, but P.O. Box 74868 Ravenna Street, Hudson, Ohio, 44236.
Yes.
Chocolate.
Do miss chocolate. I also miss British pubs, but it's pretty difficult to transfer one of those. And country lanes, English B roads. We have beautiful driving roads in England. Yeah, for you it's
Any
just chocolate. I get it,
get it.
And bacon, British bacon.
Yeah, but we can get that from Parker's.
Yeah, I suppose. Right, do you want to go on to the next thing?
Just pick one.
This looks messy.
Why did we move to the US?
Why did we move to the US? Well, it was, I guess, Alex has always loved it here. I always got, I love it now. But I used to work at Jaguar Land Rover. I used to run the tyre CAE and simulation and modelling team. Catchy title, at Jaguar Land Rover, and I kind of got as high up in a car company doing tyres as I could, so the only way to get any higher would be to transfer into a tyre company, and that's what I've done. Yeah. That's pretty much it. And we love it out here now. It's really nice. I like America.
Someone said, I wanted to just say I agree with Alex, I love the sticky grid paper.
Sticky grid paper?
You know my sticky grid tip that I gave out?
What's it?
About putting the sticky paper in the Misty.
I wasn't paying attention.
No, the one that I keep going
on about. Yeah, that's it. Yes, that is a good idea because it means you don't have to use magnets.
Yeah.
I was explaining that to people at Creativation. Actually.
So this was some stuff that I got in my Tim Holtz class. These are his new paper dolls. So these are like his found relatives. I mean, there's tons and tons here.
I'll hold up like a big wad of them.
Yeah.
So these are... His favourite colour is brown, isn't it? Quite famously.
And these are just... So basically what he does is you can send him your family photos. You have to send him the original. Or he buys them at junk shows that he goes. But these are thicker than the normal paper dolls that he does. They're die cut out. You can ink them. You can do all sorts of things. But they're thicker so that they stand up in the vignette boxes and things. But these are his new ones. There's 107 in a pack. And you can do all sorts of fun things with. You saw that I used mine in my tag yesterday from his class. And then this is one of the new ephemera packs called Thrift Shop that we got in class. I couldn't fit them back in the bag, hence they're not in the bag. This is what the ephemera is normally like. It's quite thin, whereas these new paper dolls are really thick. So you can see like this doesn't waver at all, whereas you can...
What am I doing?
Thickness. So the new paper dolls are much thicker.
Oh yeah, this is, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the kind of difference.
Are these made? Are these printed on card or plastic?
It's card.
These are like
way thicker.
They're quite solid.
So that's the whole idea, is that you can stand them up in the vignette boxes and things. So that's something new that he's done. Oh, look, Greg gets it back in one, obviously. And then these are something new that we got as well.
I would like to point out, it's really difficult to get them back in the bag.
God. These are his new story sticks. Thank you, I saw that out the corner of my eye. These we also used in our class. And then these are the milk cartons. These are not new because when I went to Joann's last night, they had a packet of them. So I picked those up as well. And I should mention in Joann's, all Tim Holtz stuff is 30% off. Hobby Lobby have a lot of it on clearance.
Don't leave the live now to run to Joann's, all right? It's going to be 30% off for a while. You haven't all got to just go and flee into your local Joann's.
Hobby Lobby is closed today.
Suddenly our viewership just collapses as everybody goes shopping.
But they do have a lot of distress oxides were down to $1.49, as were distress stains and distress paints. And everything else that isn't on clearance has 40% off. So, well worth a trip to your local Hobby Lobby.
I can't read everybody's messages that quickly.
I can. Someone said Gina K's new wreath builder is really cool. Someone suggested a lint roller would take pet hair off. That's a really good idea.
That would work too.
Do you want to grab another pile?
Yeah.
Someone said, no, pick one. Someone said about using distress pads on their jelly press. That's a good idea. I haven't tried that. Your kind of lady chocolate makes 90% of my body. Yep, most definitely. Lots of people looking to place orders. We will have some special coupon codes from some companies as well, so you definitely want to stay tuned for those. And we will also add into the description as well some places you can pre-order.
Oh, somebody's in Dublin. I love proper Guinness, and I'm fully aware Guinness doesn't travel. You have to go to the very near the brewery to get proper Guinness.
We will also add some of those Hedgehog Hollow links if you want to do your pre-orders through your Hedgehog Hollow links. We always appreciate you using those as well. So after the stream, I'll update that for you as well. So next thing was, you saw in this live yesterday, someone did one of the, I think Kaya did the WOW class. So WOW are now going to do embossing powder trios. So they're going to do 3 colours that
weird packaging.
coordinate, like because it works well in stores. Too many bottles around is kind of hard.
Packaging, yeah, it's lovely in stores because it dangles and looks nice, but it's really annoying in your craft room because they all fall out of the packaging.
No, you just pop those
out. Yeah, I know,
out,
but these fall out as well.
Drawer.
Yeah,
like I do.
I suppose, yeah, if you take them out of the packaging and just put them in your drawer, it's just fine. But no, some of the others come in like nice strips.
So you have 3 that coordinate perfectly together. This one has a beautiful orange, and this one's more like a coral, and this one's a purple. This one is blue, green, and this one is like a blue and yellow. So these are like mottled colours together. That's really pretty. So, and then now they're also going to be doing a stamp set. So I'm going to, somewhere over here. Really pretty stamp set that they had on there as well. So, oh, this is a WOW members edition. So WOW also do a embossing powder subscription box that I should mention. So they are on there too. Someone said, I knew Greg would have a fun reaction as well.
I'm assuming that was in reference to the Guinness.
Probably, yes. Apparently I need you for your organising skills.
Who, me?
Yeah, apparently.
You don't need Alex for her organising skills, I can tell you that much.
You're offering some.
I know.
Then we have some really fun lawn fawn things for you. So we have the new Spring Fling paper. You can see there, really pretty. So on one side, it's like little X's in really fun colours. And on the other side, it's all the flowers. Remind me I need to place a lawn fawn order today.
Okay.
He's like, I don't need to remind you that. Then we have the new...
Remember, you need to place a lawn fawn order today. Job done.
The new dinosaur stamp set.
You never told me when. You just said remind you. I reminded you.
All right, after the live, can you remind me to place a lawn fawn order?
Okay.
Butterfly kisses.
After the live is finished, people, could somebody comment underneath reminding Alex that she needs to make a lawn fawn order to save me the trouble?
Then we have Oh Gnome. Isn't that cute? So
Actually,
reminds me
really
of
cute.
Nomeo
I like
and
this
Juliet.
one. Again, we said we're fans of Nomeo and Juliet. We really are. Nomeo and Juliet, Finding Nemo. Love those films.
Yeah. Then we have the new Happy stamp set. Did anyone go and watch the Puddington Peas yesterday? I so forgot to watch that after this. I want to go and watch it now. And then we have the new Get Well stamp set. So that was really cute too. And then they also gave us some of the new...
Kim says it's like a hedgehog happy hour. That's really cool.
That's really cool.
That might be, we should perhaps call our lives that.
Yeah.
Hedgehog happy hour.
And then we have the Lawn Fawn glue tube. This has been out for a while. Personally, I like the Gina K Connect glue in this kind of range of these, but my favourite glue is definitely the Nuvo Deluxe glue. I'm just going to put this in my drawer straight away because that's
It's right here.
And even
This
Greg
is the glue
loves
that
that
we use
glue.
for everything.
Yeah.
I would admit, actually, even when this is a little bit of a story. When I was at Creativation, I had the opportunity to try some of the products that we don't normally use, because you know, you go to a different place and they've got like their own tools that they lend you to use and things. The scissors I had, I don't know what brand they were or anything, but they were crap. And the Tim Holtz ones that I got out of my bag were just brilliant. And you really see the difference between, it's the first time I've ever used different products in that way. And also we had the sticky back adhesive, you
Like
know,
the
the
foam.
foam adhesive.
Yeah.
I'm used to, I'm just say used to, because I'm an expert in all this. I've used it so many times. In the handful of times I've used the foam adhesive, whatever one it is Alex uses, you cut it up and you can cut it into quite thin strips and it still stays rigid. And you can just stick it on and it works fine. The stuff we were using there, you cut off like quite a centimetre square chunk and it just turns to like a gooey mess. It just disintegrated into like a blob. It was horrible. Yeah. So you really I've started to notice how
there is a difference.
Good quality tools and stuff makes such a difference to what you're doing. Right, this one over here, is that all the same? That one?
Yep. Okay. So the next one he's grabbing is our Gina K and Thermoweb one. So I mentioned yesterday we did a class with them, and they also gave us some of our like VIP bag. So we got another Gina K tidy towel, and I mentioned in my desktop video that I've converted to the tidy towel from the Lawn Fawn chamois. First of all, I find that this one lasts longer. And the second thing is I like the fact that it's grey, because the Lawn Fawn one is really pretty when you get started in that green. But when you use a black ink, all of a sudden it looks grubby and horrible, and you can't get that out. And there is something to be said about like, oh, I just ruined my brand new towel, and now it's no longer pretty and green. So I've converted to a tidy towel. Then a new Gina K stamp set, really pretty stamp set that we worked with. Then we got lots of the Thermoweb foils. So these are the heat reactive foils. So these are the laminator based foils. You can also use them with some of the really kind of heat reactive stuff as well.
I've never seen this before. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can. See, it's not just glitter. It's actually got like sequins kind of things in it. It's got, and this one has stars.
There's more here. It's called Glittering Green, and then there's Twinkling Pink.
That's amazing. I've never seen that.
There's more here.
You know the sequins, like you have the Nuvo sequins and things. It's sequins and stuff in the glitter paper, or in the whatever this is.
In the foil.
Foil paper.
There's
it's
more.
really pretty. Oh, there's loads of them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the little bits of glitter, but also much larger. Kind of in this one, there's stars.
Yeah, so it's like a mess-free glitter.
Stuff like that.
Because you just do that, and you put it through a laminator, and here these are toner sheets. So you'd put this over this, run it through the laminator, and everywhere that's black,
oh,
pick
okay,
up the
so
foil.
it prints up. And this is
So
the other thing,
these are
this
the
is
foil
not
mates
glitter,
that
is it?
they
This is
have.
printed on, so this is
Yeah.
never going to like scratch off. Oh, nice.
And so they work together, and then she has a stamp set that also coordinates with that as well, so that's really cool. And there's die sets that go with it that they gave us. We got some of her foam squares, and we got her deco foil adhesive pen. This is cool as well. We got her plain foil, but I really like the colour. It's kind of like a pinky rose goldy colour. It's really pretty.
So that's the equivalent of this, but without the texture to
We
it.
got some of her inks.
Oh, look at that one. Okay, I really like this.
This is a new
foil.
one. This is really pretty. It's called Shattered Glass. Please don't take it out because it's a pain to get back in again. You can do it in a video. Oh,
right,
go
you're
on
not
then.
allowed to see this
Oh,
because it's
go
too
on.
difficult to.
Well, you can put it back in again.
No, I'm not getting it back in again.
You can't get the lid
Can't
off.
get it out. How'd you get it out? Is there a technique to it? Oh, there we go.
Kathy says you need to make a lawn fawn order. And then someone else said, do you want to add my wish list to your order?
So you get an adhesive pen in the tube. Oh, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just do that. So this has a similar texture. Where's the focal point? There it is. But this one, where the other one was had stars in it, this is like shattered glass. So there's like shards in there.
But they've
Very,
also got
very
one
pretty.
coming that's flocked that feels like suede. So it actually has a textured feel. That's really cool.
I don't know if people can also, if perhaps you already know, this is not glitter. This is not like glitter paper that's not supposed to come off, and most of them don't, but some. This is actually like printed on. This is completely smooth to the touch.
Yeah.
There's no texture to that, but there is it looks like texture. It's really impressive. I like those.
So someone asked how I chose the name Hedgehog Hollow. And it comes from the fact, so in England, you may not know that hedgehogs are in the wild. They're actually endangered now. But my granddad used to have a really tall wall, it's about 6 foot tall around his house, and it had a holly bush on top. And the hedgehogs used to nest in there because it was safe. And underneath was a sidewalk. But every nesting season, a few hedgehogs would fall out of their nest. And there was no way we could find the nest because of the holly bush. So we would rescue them, and you actually feed them water and cat food. So
not milk, they're lactose intolerant.
Yeah. So we would put them in a cardboard box in the garden, and we'd feed them cat food and water, and when they were big enough we would release them back into the wild. Now when we moved to America we were looking for a name. We wanted it to be British, we wanted it to have some meaning. And I'm like, well, I used to really love hedgehogs, and when I moved to America, when I found my aunt, who's watching here, Sally, she told me that my granddad had passed away and I didn't know. So it kind of all fell together kind of like at the right time. And so we had Hedgehog, and then Hedgehog Hollow just felt like really nice. And a collective term for hedgehogs are called the prickle, and that seemed really nice as well. So that's kind of how the name all fell together really nicely. And now I feel all emotional. So
the prickle is what we call like a group of, is it the people who work with us or like the followers? Or just
everyone.
Like our group of friends. We call them the prickle because that's a group of hedgehogs.
So there's that. Then there's the new purple tape from Thermoweb. Now I use purple masking tape from Amazon because it's basically the same thing. But the one thing I did like about this is that they've done this size that fits in a Scotch tape dispenser. So I think that's really, really cool. And then there's the new Gina K adhesive dots run out. Well, you know, I love my Tonic Funky tape, but I will always give something new a go. So there's that. And then Gina's new cardstock. So I want to give that a go. And then another adhesive. Well, I'm an adhesive junkie, so I will give it a go. I'll give you a review.
You know what, we should do an adhesive review.
I do all the time.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do hundreds of them.
Are you ever going to find an adhesive review that beats this one?
I don't know.
You might.
But there was one I loved before that, and then I found that. So I will always try things with an open mind, and I'll let you know what I think.
I've used a grand total of about 4 adhesives. I know I keep banging on about it, but the Nuvo one, I've never known glue to just stick. It sticks
and
like
it
iron.
Dries cleaner.
And it dries quickly as well.
So if you get squelchy stuff, which always happens to me, so yeah. So there's that. So Heather has joined us. Hi Heather. Heather from Brutus Monroe is here as well. Kathy's asking us about the difference between this foil and glimmer plate foil. That's a really good question. So this foil that we just showed you, you can use it with some of the adhesives, like the tacky when dry
I've got
and
to touch
stuff.
the camera again. Sorry.
And
otherwise it'll go black. There we go.
You can use it with the laminator. And then you also get the foil that was behind me. It's here. You get this foil, which you can use with things like, do you want to grab another one? Pick one. Then you get this foil, which works with things like the Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Plate, and you get it that works with the Crafter's Companion foil press, and it works with some of the other foil presses out there. And it is a different foil, because the foil that I just showed you.
Can you hurry up, because I'm excited about this one.
The foil that I just showed you from Thermoweb, and you get it from the Crafters Workshop and other places, reacts to the toner. Basically, it needs an adhesive to stick to, which is the toner, or it's the tacky when dry, or those things. This foil just reacts with heat, and then that's the transfer medium, the heat and the pressure. So that's the difference between the two foils. They're not interchangeable. You need the different things for the different applications. So that, in a nutshell, is the two things. More videos coming soon when we do those, but that's just a quick 10-second explanation. So I hope that helps.
Right, you're done now. This is one of my top 5s. This is really cool. Which is a bit weird because it's makeup. I've just realised that's perhaps not very manly.
Someone said with that glass foil you can make a cool card and decorate the car with foil.
Cool card? What?
With that shattered glass foil you can make a cool card.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd work.
Yes. So, yes. So this is the Jane Davenport stuff. If I could have had a top 6 of my top 5, I would have put this in.
I did. I had a top 6 of my top 5.
Rebel without a cause.
I am indeed.
So this is the things that Spellbinders so nicely allowed us to come home with. Greg doesn't know.
Because that bag's going to sound horrible on me.
Greg doesn't know that Michael's just had a load of this stuff on sale online, and I ordered a load more.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, I thought you'd be
I
in
like
trouble.
this stuff.
So this is Jane Davenport stuff. Now, Jane told us, if you go and watch the video that Greg videoed, that they actually had to get a makeup company to make a lot of this, to mill the powders like fine enough to make this stuff. So there's things.
We should reiterate, this is one of my top 5s, and the idea, the whole basis of it is it's art supplies like inks and paints and that sort of thing, all designed like makeup. And you even have makeup style applicators, don't
you? So it starts off like your base colour for your face is a foundation. So it's a light colour, and then they have 2 bases that go with it. So you can mix it in for darker skin tones, or you can mix a lighter base for lighter skin tones. And then you have makeup brushes. And then you have pastel things. You have colour sticks for your skins. You have brush sets. One thing I've ordered from Michael's are those brushes that she's got. She's got these really cool brushes that look a bit like this, but they come in this magnetic thing that then hangs it upside down so that when it's drying, your brush hangs down and it dries really nicely, and the fibres of the brush don't swell up. Did you see those? They had like a magnet in the top.
Special hangy thing.
Which is really, really
really
cool.
Clever little idea.
So that's coming. Well, don't worry, we'll do a big video because Greg really wants to learn how to do this. Hannah took her class to learn, and Hannah has some more samples. She also has these pads that have faces in that you can practice on. So she has the training wheels.
I forgot that she showed in the video. These like dabby pads. What are these called?
Sponges.
No, they're not just sponges. They're applicator type things, but they're all
Builders.
different densities. So this one is like really, really squidgy, and then this one is like much, much stiffer. So they're like for different things. So you can get really detailed with that one. It's got a pointy edge and it's quite stiff.
And then you have things like rub-on eyes if you can't draw eyes.
Okay.
Sorry. Then you have drama sticks. I'm going to open these.
Cool.
Really pretty tin. So you have this really pretty tin, and then inside here, these look like eyebrow pencils. And then she has this beautiful quill to draw with, so that's coming too. So, and I've told Hannah that for my birthday, we have to drive to the Michael's that's an hour away, because that's the local Michael's that stocks the Jane Davenport stuff, because some of it wasn't in stock online.
Can't we do that? Like, can't I do that for your birthday? I could get you Jane Davenport stuff, because I kind of want it too.
And then we have all of her bags to store it in. So that came, I don't know what it says on here. It says you get 4 different bags, making faces, mixed media. So there's all of that stuff. So that's
Lovely.
all of that. So I did try and organise all this by company, so it's easy to do as well. So there's that. So
I haven't done this yet.
no, that's all the Sizzix stuff. So this is a lot of the Sizzix Chapter 1, I think they call it, release. So they gave us some sticky sheets. Woohoo!
Making a mess.
And they also gave us some of the smaller ones. So this fits in your sidekick. This is a sidekick side order. So a sidekick is a really small Big Shot die cutting machine. It's actually in that bottom drawer down there in the corner. It's
Die cutting machines.
yeah, it's brown.
Brown one.
Yep.
That one?
Yep.
Sizzix, there you go.
So that is a sidekick. And a side order is what Tim has called them. So it's just like a small, there's an embossing folder and there's some dies in there. So that's a sidekick side order. And they also gave us some things to,
One thing I really like about this, firstly, it's a little neat thing. It's got like one big foot and you just plonk it on anything, you flick that over, and that's like,
rock solid.
you know, that is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's really, really
And they
fixed.
gave us some envelopes to store them in. And then I've got the some of the new Thinlets. So this is the butterflies, the geometric butterflies. And this I happen to love because it coordinates with our Hedgehog Hollow monthly box this month.
Yeah,
Look.
it goes very well with the geometry kind of series that you did.
So we happen to pick the perfect trend this month. And as does this one. This is actually a 3D heart when you cut it out. And you can assemble it into a 3D. And of course you could use your free shipping code to get your monthly box. Excuse me. These are the wildflowers, which have so much detail in. And then we have the new butterflies. And actually there's one cut out on the back you can see there. We have the bigger wildflowers. And these means you can cut out things like the grunge board, and you can cut out chipboard and things with them. And then we have more wildflowers. And we have this new background die. And we have the skeleton leaves. And these are a flower, but they actually cut out into the paper. So they don't cut the outline, they cut out into the paper. These are called the Funky Florals. They're fun too. And then I just really like this clock. I have a thing about clocks. I don't know why. I just really like them. So I got the
That's
cloth
nice
as
actually.
well.
It's kind of old-fashioned style, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, so what is that? Is that?
So this is a fixed die. So the idea of these is you can cut thicker stuff like chipboard and leather.
Oh, I see. It's one of those.
Yeah, like the steel rule dies they call them.
So that's like an actual steel. This is a big chunky thing, and it's yeah, it's like foam covered steel cutting blades, isn't it? Seen those once or twice before.
Well, this is like how dies started before you had thin dies. So if you press that down, you can feel.
Yeah. You can feel like the cutting edge if you really want to cut your finger. I don't think you'll be able to see this tremendous. Oh, there you go. You can. You see, you've got the clock in there, and if you push really hard on this foam, you can just about feel the cutting surfaces, like
But
knives.
that means you can cut much
underneath.
thicker things. Than
Oh
you
yeah,
normally
this could cut through anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a solid chunky thing in there. Okay.
So that's that. Okay.
I'm trying to clear up.
Okay. And now we have the Ranger stuff, which I think is one of my favourite. So
Where's Ranger?
that's the pie with the white box on top.
Do you want the whole white box?
I want the stuff underneath. Okay. Okay, so these are all of our Ranger classes, the Ranger Media Breakfast that Greg got to go to. Yeah, just bring it all over. This is Ranger and Stampers Anonymous. So this is one of the new Stampers Anonymous stamps that we got to use in the Tim class. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Then we have the Stars stamp. This is what we used with the paste and the glitter duster in our Tim Holtz class. We have some new Tim Holtz stamps, cling stamps from Stampers Anonymous. These are called Papillon. I can't quite read. Clearly my eyes have totally lost the plot this morning. These ones are called Ringmaster. They're kind of neat too.
They're cool. They've got like the measurements on them and things. It's
they've
kind
got
of
the
engineering.
Inventor series.
It sort of looks like a technical drawing.
Yeah.
Very gentlemanly. Nice.
And then these are two of his new stencils. So this is the hex layering stencil. And then this is the dot layering stencil. So these are a new type of stencil he's come out with. And the idea is to let you do a texture fade. So lots of us like to be able to blend out colours. And rather than having to be skilled at blending to be able to blend out, he's made the dots smaller and smaller so that the stencil allows you to give you that faded effect. Also in our class, we got the Mini Media Marks stamp set. So that was in our class pack. These are also some of the new papers from Ranger for alcohol ink. So we have the satin silver paper that you saw Hannah draw on yesterday, and the matte black paper. And this is a little bit different because it's matte black on both sides, and it almost has like a velvety texture to it if you feel it.
Oh yeah.
So it has an unusual texture. And then I showed you this yesterday in the samples, but I just thought I'd get it out again today if you didn't see that. This is the new Dilutions journal. It's a jumpstart journal, so like all of Diane's journals, it already has half the pages done for you. So she's kind of pre-prepared them, so you don't have blank page kind of fright when you get started. There's already something there, so you can just start laying down textures and things ready to go. There's new things from Letterits, so you can just go straight over the top of these. So this one is the Sentiments pack of greetings. There's a set of sentiments on the back there. Try and lean forward. So you just can go straight over the top to practice your lettering as well. So there's that. So there's that. I'm trying to read.
Loads and loads of comments.
Loads of comments. Lots of you asking about the sidekick as well.
What's the side? Oh, the
little die cutting machine. Some of you loving the bunny die cut as well that's coming out. Asking about the sidekick. Yeah, the sidekick comes in different colours. So Tim's one is brown. There is a red one. I think they're coming out with a special edition pink one. If they are, well, you know it's going to be here because I love my pink. So that's there. There's some new Dilutions clear stamps. Diane also, of course, has her Stampers Anonymous range, but that's those. She also has her back chats. So again, you don't have to stamp and type things out, you can just use those already, pop those out. This is the Dina Wakley Collage Collective. So again, she's done things that you can either go straight in this book, or you can take them out and you can just cut them up. So you could rip this page out, cut some tags up, and just put them into your journal here. So you can use it however you really want to. You can just use bits.
That
you
would
can use
look
the
lovely.
whole book.
You could literally just tear the pages out, put them one next to another, and put them on your wall. It's stunning.
But the idea is you just use elements. So yeah, all sorts of
really
things
like
you
this.
can do. Then there's the alcohol inks that Hannah used in her class, and they gave them this so that they had pre-printed ready for their palette, and this was the palette that they used. Simon Hurley asked me yesterday what stencil we got, so this is the stencil that we got from him. It looks like rain, which I think is a really fun one to be able to use as a background. So we're excited to use that. And we're really excited to be able to try his inks. And if you didn't see our live yesterday, go and check it out, because he named some of his inks after his dogs, which was a really fun thing. Woof
cool.
and Gur, so that was fun. And then also another Ranger paper that we have a sheet of here and here was their new sparkle paper. Isn't that cool? I don't know if it's going to pick this up, but you can see.
Oh, okay.
So it's sparkle, but rather than like glitter paper that's textured when you feel it, it's completely smooth.
Is it?
Yeah, feel it.
Sort of smooth. So this feels like we should do perhaps think about this. There's glitter paper.
Yeah, but
And you know,
feel
you used to
like
get glitter paper that just all falls off and it's
Yeah,
horrible.
but that's
But it
textured.
doesn't. This is glitter paper. Where's this from? Is this
Tonic.
Tonic? So this is glitter paper, and it feels like glitter. And I'm sure if I really rub this really hard, I can just about get like a little bit. But it does stick on very, very well. This, you can feel that there's glitter under there, but it's like lacquered or something. It's almost like they've made glitter paper and then coated it in something to make it smoother.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be put alcohol inks on it, so that's the idea.
And then separately we had the foil earlier, which was just a print, and it did not have glitter on it. There is no glitter, it just looks like glitter. It's printed
Because the
to
foil
look
is
like
a
it.
transfer.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's 3 different types of thing there.
Okay, and then this is a splat box. So you've all seen me rave about splat boxes.
I would love you to use those more often.
I do. And then these are a couple of the new Diane Reevely stencils that Hannah got. So I'll just show you the outlines. There's also the inverse, but there's her children with wings that she has, and her roses. And then there's the instructions that Hannah had for her classes. And this is my Ranger apron. And then, as I say, we have one for a giveaway as well. Then lots of you loving the new things as well. Great afternoon to come and find the video. Then we have some more stickles they're now having for... What are you doing, Greg?
Swirling. I don't have anything to push against, so you just use it's like a big gyro.
I feel like grandma on a plane.
Oh, that's a whole nother story.
Greg was on a plane to Australia once. You know how you're like half asleep on a plane? Greg wakes up and his grandma's doing this next to him.
My grandma, before she passed, had some heart problems. And she was told by her cardiologist to do these exercises, but didn't bother to tell me that she needed to do these. So I'm like on a long flight to Australia, and I'm like half asleep, and I just sort of glance over, and there's grandma going. Oh my God! I've
And this
never
is like a
laughed so much in my life.
16-year-old boy next to her, and he's like, "What on
What's
earth is
going on?"
going on?"
I used to have a right giggle with grandma.
Yeah. So Letterette now doing these 3 packs. So you have diamond stickles, mercury glass stickles, and liquid pearls in there as well. Then you've got some Dina Wakley chipboard shapes. So there's, you can see on the back actually, probably better the shapes. There's the roses, hearts,
cool.
stars kind of
So
thing.
how do you use chipboard shapes? What do you
You
do?
can
with them?
alter them, you can paint them, you can ink them, you can spray them, you can do all sorts of fun
So
stuff.
you don't
with
use them as a stencil. You actually put them
Well, you
on
can do that
the card.
too, but yeah, normally you would
cool.
alter them and then stick them on. You've got gel medium, that's not new, but it was given out in class.
So what's this for?
You can use it as adhesive, you can use it as a base, you can use it as a mess making tool.
Okay.
Don't sniff it.
I always wonder what things smell like. So this is basically an acrylic paint, isn't it?
Dina Wakley gel medium is ideal for extending acrylic paints and can be used to dilute paint without
Smells like
breaking
acrylic.
down
You
the
see how I knew
pigments.
that?
Uses a flexible, heavy-duty adhesive, ideal for adhering collage and mixed media ephemera. Gel medium is an excellent medium to use with resist techniques, glazing, and can even be used as a sealant.
It's acrylic paint. You can tell by the smell.
It never smells. We have Wendy Vecchi washi tape.
So this is basically just funky sticky tape, isn't it?
It's paper tape.
Paper
It's
tape. So it's
Japanese
like masking
paper
tape,
tape.
but with nice prints and stuff on it. It's a really quick way of just sprucing things
We have
up.
new colours of Dilutions paints.
Okay. Nice.
We have a DIY oxide pad.
DIY oxide, what's that? So is this an empty pad you put your own ink in? Ah, right. So this is just clear inside.
Yeah, so you get re-inkers like these. And
are they is that what they're for? Re-inking, and we just squirt them on a thing and make a background
you can do that
out
too.
of re-inkers, but that's.
But you can make your own custom coloured pads too. Stop using my nice scissors for that. It's what craft pick's for.
Where's that?
In your bag, you stole it.
Well, I can't use it now then, can I? Oh yeah.
Someone mentioned that Gina K is also coming out with glitter paste. Yeah, she's coming out with glitter paste. There is a video from Thermalweb that we did on the
an empty ink pad, ready to pour ink into.
That we did on the first evening. It's called the Product Showcase. You can go and check out. There's all of Gina's new releases in there as well. So there's that too. Simon says the glitter paper is screen printed. That glitter paper with the coating on it as well. So that's that on there. We also have some new colours of Dina Wakely's acrylic paint here.
Okay.
These aren't new products. They're things we used in classes. Collage medium, crackle.
So what's collage medium? Like what is it?
You can use it again as glue. Which one did we get?
So is this a bit similar? Is this similar to this, a gel medium?
Kind of. Again, you use it for all sorts of things. Use it as glue, use it as sealant.
Texture paste.
And that crackles. So you know when you
Oh, so this is like the Tim Holtz thing you did.
Yes.
Somewhere. Oh, this is really cool.
Yep.
So you can smear this stuff on, and then when it dries, it shrinks
cracks.
a lot, and because it shrinks when the water evaporates of it drying, it cracks up, and it gives you this really
and then
nice
you can rub
texture.
ink and stuff
Yeah,
into
you
it.
can.
This is grit
rub
paste.
brown or something onto. So what's grit paste?
It's paste that has grit in it.
Yeah, but what do you? I assumed that much. What do you do with it?
Put
Is
it through a stencil. You can add colour to. So you could add distress oxide to it and make it coloured. You can add glitter to it. You can do all sorts of fun stuff with it.
You can actually kind of just about see. Oh, not a lot to show you. It's white with, and you can see. It's
yeah, you add stuff
like
to it to make
it. Okay.
There's a new colour of the Make Art Blendables from Wendy Vecchi. So they're going to make them in all the colours of the Archival ink. So this is in the Buttercup. We have a Distress Spray Stain, Tattered Rose, that's not a new thing.
What is Stickles? Is it like glitter glaze or something?
It's like Nuvo Glitter Drops. It's Ranger's version. And we also have it in Mermaid Tail. And we have Liquid Pearls, which are like Nuvo Drops. So it's just Ranger's version. We have Collage Medium, rather than being in a bottle, it's in this kind of bottle. And Multi-Matte Medium, rather than being one of those, it's in one of those. It comes in various things. These are Tim's blending brushes. They come.
Oh, they're really cool.
Like this.
I just like how they're engineered. How do you do that?
They come like this.
You seen this? Look. You pop that off, and then you pop that down, and there's the brush. I just think that's really clever how that all fits together. It's just a friction fit. It's really nice.
So. A couple of distress crayons. They're not new either, but.
Okay.
Then there's these new things that they've come out with that are ink cozies. So the idea is that it holds your ink up so it doesn't fall over if you've got an open bottle.
What? Because that's such an unstable.
Or if you're working, it holds it on its side.
Why do you want to do that?
So like you can pop it in here. So like when you're working with glue, and you want to keep it on its side so it keeps it at the top. You don't want it to roll away.
Oh, right.
So like you use it like and then you put it on its side like that. It's a really neat idea actually. Like something really simple but
no, I understand
really
it from like putting things like that. Yeah, okay, cool.
So
just a little silicon round thing.
And they're really expensive but they're really cool. Glitter duster, well you've seen me all use these, love them. So that's really cool.
Oh, that's a little pumpy glittery thing.
Yeah, so you turn this up, you put your glitter in.
Don't do it, you'll make a mess. Don't do it. Squirt it into the box. Get off.
You squirt your glitter. It's controlled glitter.
Controlled glitter. Controlled-ish.
So these are Distress Oxide sprays. So this is really, really cool. This is Distress Oxide in a spray. So it behaves like Distress Oxide, but it's really cool. Greg did a ton of videos with Tim on this and got some really, really cool demos. We got 3 to take home. 2 from class and 1 Greg got in his Ranger goodie bag and I stole it.
Fine.
But...
You can do a quick demo of that one.
I'm going to do a really quick demo. I need the Splat box that we had just
Yes,
now.
you most definitely do need a Splat box.
He's like, yeah, you do. So Splat box is really cool because it folds down flat, which I like because it's easy to put away. So I can just put it in my bookcase. And the great thing is, that's how easy it is to fold up. Like 10 seconds.
It's literally just like a third of a box. You could just cut up an old Amazon box. That would work too.
It does.
But it just keeps everything, as you're making a mess,
and the other thing is, you can do it different ways. So you can have it like this, or you can have it like this, depending what you're doing. And what I like is, so I can stand my paper up,
you need
and
to
I
do
can.
it that way round.
I know. And you can spray into it, so I can now spray like this, or I can have it flat like this, and then I can spray like this. So depending what you want to do. Now, a couple of tips that Tim had, don't worry, full tutorial's coming, is yes, you can do the whole spray round and around thing, or he said
Totally
just
pointless.
grab a kitchen towel
And give it a welly. Yeah, go at it properly. I think a lot of people, I certainly thought that the reason you had to do this was you couldn't get it into the nozzle.
That's with mica sprays.
Mica spray.
But with Distress
This is
Oxide,
nothing to do
that's
with that.
not
All it is if you shake it properly, it's just going to leak out the top.
And the thing about Distress Oxide sprays is they have that oxide thing of you can layer them, which you can't do with regular sprays. So I'm just going to lay down a bit of colour. And the bundled sage has that regular kind of magic effect that bundled sage always has.
So it bows and then it unbows, is it?
So I'm just drying this. So it has that really chalky texture to it. So I'm going to get Greg to hold it up in a second once it's dry.
That's dry, isn't it?
Like that.
Dry enough.
And then I'm going to add some bundled sage over the top.
It's got, yeah, this is definitely chalky. I mean, I can't. It's not going to come off, is it? It's not chalky as in it'll rub off,
No.
but it's got like that sort of texture to it.
And I'm going to add a
Lovely
little bit
colour.
of bundled sage. If you grab me one of my water sprays that are down there in that corner by the Crayola box.
Down here.
Yeah.
I've got to deal with all the other crap bundled on top of it before I can find it. What is it?
This one with water in it.
How do I tell which ones have water in it? I'm sure these are supposed to be labelled, but aren't. Alcohol.
That's water.
Which one?
This one.
Okay.
And I'm also going to add some brown at the top here. So I'm just going to give it a quick dry, and I'll get Greg to show you it, and then I'll add some water to it, and I'll show you again.
I'm loving the engineering take on all this stuff. Never thought engineering could be so freaking funny. I'll tell you what, engineers get really bad press as we're boring old farts and stuff. We do have quite a laugh, actually.
There you go.
But yeah, I think that is quite useful, is I can sort of look at all this and look at things in a slightly different way. It's a bit, I don't want to get my fingers all icky.
Okay, so there's 3 colours. So you've got bundled sage at the bottom, and then you've got wilted violet at the top, and then you have vintage photo at the top there.
Let me get this right around. That's the sage, the violet, and the
Vintage photo.
Vintage photo.
So now I'm going to just spray a bit of water on it. Do you see how it's now like oxidizing? You get different textures in it.
Oh, there you go. So what you're basically doing there is reactivating it, and it kind of starts to blend a bit together.
It oxidizes. So now it goes really chalky and white.
Okay. So what do you use this for? To make a base layer like this, a kind of background, and then you build
Yeah,
on
you
top
build
of it?
on top, and you build layers. I mean, ideally I'd want more colours, which we'll have. So Ranger making 12 colours.
I'm told I'm cute. I think I'm cute too.
Ranger making 12 colours, and apparently if we all buy them, they'll make more. So buy them, so we get more. So you can show them now how different it kind of changes. And we will do full tutorials. This is just kind of a fun way.
Yeah, we're
do
just
this.
making a bit of a mess.
But you can
Yeah,
kind of
very
see
cool.
how it works. And I can just pop this on the floor next to me. So
Okay, yeah, this actually...
I mean, it's not
It's
fully
weird.
dry.
No, it's not fully dry. It feels like it's going to make a... like, come off and make a mess, but
But
it
it
doesn't,
doesn't, no.
actually. And it is still, you know, it's still quite moist at the moment.
Yeah.
Keep that in there.
So, they're really, really cool. So, that's something there. And then we have more Ranger stuff over here too. So we also have coming, and I only have, I think, 2 of them that Hannah got in a class. We have alcohol pearls. So we have deception and we have alchemy. So these are not
I love
like...
the names, by the way.
Oh yeah, they're really, really
They're not like gold and like a, I don't know, rich red. This colour is actually called Deception. I mean, what an awesome name for stuff like that. What are the other names? Are they all in there?
No, I've only got 2.
Oh, okay.
So these are alcohol inks that have pearlins. These are not like the mixatives we're used to using that have, you have to use them and use them separately.
Yeah, you have to give them a...
These behave just like alcohol inks. They have a pearl in them that is fused with the alcohol ink. You do have to shape them like Greg's doing, but it forms into that alcohol ink. So you can mix them with your regular alcohol inks and they're going to behave in the same way, which is really, really cool. So we have some on the way, which we're really excited about. So we'll be doing tons of tutorials. I can't wait to use them. Hannah's used them. She says they're absolutely awesome. Again, I think there's 9 colours coming to start with. And then they're also doing blending solution in this size of bottle.
One cool thing with these, when you shake stuff like this, you often, like, have I shaken it enough? Is that enough? Is it doing it? You can see inside. Like when I just picked these up, they're all separated. There's like an oil bit and a clear bit, and it was all a mess. And then you shake it up, and you can quite clearly see whether you've done it sufficiently.
And also, go and watch the videos that Greg did of Tim's demos with alcohol inks this year, because he's come up with a new alcohol ink technique. That is really cool too. So go and check that out. And there's also a live I did where he showed that. So go check those out.
Can you buy a Splat box?
You can buy a Splat box. I'll start, when we've done this video, I'll go through and I'll add links to some of the things we've shown you that are already available to purchase. So check those out.
You can absolutely buy a Splat box. Alternatively, you can just take a cardboard Amazon box, cut the corner off. That works too.
But when I tell Greg that we get a small commission if you buy a Splat box through our
Buy
links.
the Splat box.
This is why I do videos, because I will try to be as honest as I can with things. The other new thing...
Where do I put these now?
In the Ranger stuff.
Oh, it's all right.
And then the other thing that Tim's coming out with are 12 archival inks in distress colours. So these are going to be waterproof, stampable on non-porous surfaces. Stop taking them away. And so they're coming out on just a limited pack. They come in packs of 4. There'll be 3 packs. There's warm colours, cool colours, and your neutrals. So this is the...
Oh yeah, he's doing... But Alex
there we go. We're back. So Greg totally forgot to reboot the camera.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My fault.
So this is one pack. I can't remember. I think this is the warm colours, and then there's cools that's got some really fun pinks in it. Again, if we buy them, they'll apparently do more. So are we going to buy them? I'm totally going to buy them. And then the other ones have some browns. We got the single black in our bag that we did the Tim Holtz class in. I love that black soot. So it's going to be waterproof, and then if you heat set them, you can do them on fabric too. So just think that's really cool. But yes, so that's on there as well. Okay. So I'm also trying to read your comments at the same time. Now we still have a ton of stuff. We're going to keep going. If you think we should stop, you can tell us if we should stop.
We've been going for like an hour and a half. Well, do you want to break it here and we'll do another live on like this whole lot?
Well, we'll just...
Because we're going to be here forever.
Well, you can keep going. You can do the alternate stuff in the corner.
I wouldn't mind a quick break. I'll send you these ones.
Yes. So this isn't from Creativation, it's just kind of wandered in. So we also had some of the new Winter Wonderland watercolour markers from Altenew. I do have the other set. I have to admit I haven't used them yet, but we're hoping to be able to work with Altenew a little bit closer. These are liquid watercolour pens. I have some fab tips to share with you on these. I use the tonic ones all the time, and I'm aware I don't necessarily always use them on camera, but there are ways that you can really get more bang for your buck using watercolour markers. I know tons of companies out there make them. But I would like to do a video to share how you can get small bang for your buck. And these ones have metallic colours in, and I think they're possibly one of the only companies who do metallic ones. I mean, Tonic do like the overlays of the Midas Touch and the shimmer ones, but these are a more kind of...
Do these work in a similar way to what I did in my first card making, where I had a water brush and I dabbed it out and then used the brush to pick it up, but everything's already built in, so yeah.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the bowl.
Oh, sorry, Hedgehog.
So I also should say thank you. I have sent emails to those of you who send them. We have had a couple of hedgehogs sent to the Hollow recently from our Hedgehog Hollowers as well.
We had James.
And we also have an autumnal hedgehog. He's actually sitting on my desk at the minute. So yes, so thank you to those of you who sent those in as well. So these came in various goodie bags here and there. These are called Gelatos. I've never used them. I do have a ton of them, but I've just never used them.
So it's not lip seal.
They're not lip seal. Don't put them on your lips. They are water-based crayons.
Okay.
Basically.
I wasn't actually going to put it on my lips.
Well.
I'm not.
Okay. They're like water-based. You can paint with them. You can create backgrounds with them. I've seen people use them on their gel presses too. Do you want some paper?
Yeah.
Here, look. I have paper here.
Oh, that'd be way easier. Sorry, I didn't make a mess. Okay. What do? Literally just...
Like that.
Like a wax crayon.
Yeah, but then you can like do that.
Okay.
Or you can...
Do they blend up or something?
No, this one's got water in it.
Oh, okay. So is there kind of another alternative way of...
But you see these ones have got shimmer in. This is new. The fact they have shimmer in is new.
Okay.
The old ones used to be just plain colour. The new ones have shimmer.
Just to sort of show you these. You can't smear them on, it goes on like a wax crayon and then you sort of work it once it's there. So you can rub them with your finger, that seemed to work. Oh yeah, oh there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how I would recommend doing it then. Is you
right, that's how you recommend doing it, is it, Greg?
Well, not how you did it, that was silly. You put some of this on, spray it with water, and then it really rubs in nicely.
I love it.
And you can get, you see a lovely little piece of shading I've got there across the orange. That was really straightforward.
Here's a piece of tissue, Joe.
Thank you. Look at that. That's really nice.
Made it moist too.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah. And then we also got one of their new gold.
Oh yeah, it's got shimmer to it. Okay.
Yeah.
These are pretty cool, actually. I'm quite impressed with these.
We probably should do a video because I have tons of
So you
them.
can
We just never
blend
use
these really easily, and I don't know if I can catch the shimmer, but that orange
They're iridescent. Yeah.
it's got a real...
They're new. The fact they got iridescent in is new.
That's pretty cool. Quite
And
impressed with
then
that.
we got one of their new gold pip pens. Pip pens have India ink in. Again, I have some. I've never used them. I bought them ages ago.
Missed.
Maddie keeps telling me if I don't use them, she's going to have them. So I probably should use them. So
Use it or lose it.
yeah, that's pretty much in this house.
Are we going all the way across the back
Yeah,
there?
let's just go.
What can we... We're going to do like a 2.5 hours. It's like a feature-length movie.
So this is all the paper artsy stuff the girls got in their classes. The stamps, the stencils. I guess there's nothing particularly special. You saw all the samples yesterday. I'm just kind of fanning out.
This is the one I did.
We did every paper artsy class, so...
So I use this. This is the stamp I used to make those book covers.
journal.
The tea journal. Where's the tea journal? It's over there.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was a really good class, actually.
This is the one that Kaya
Paper
did that
artsy.
big frame with the blue, the one that's on top.
Do you want to go and grab it?
Oh, really?
Go and grab it. You can't say, oh, it's like that one, and then not show anybody what it is. Get the other thing over while you're there.
Yes, boss.
Thank you.
There's that one that Kaya did.
So this one used
That stamp, I think.
this stamp. So this is quite cool. We featured this yesterday. It's like a collapsible cardboard 3D. Well, these usually a canvas, but it's cardboard, and that's what these were used to make. Just bring this whole thing. So that's really cool. And I made a tea journal, which is in here somewhere. It's not in here.
It should be.
You lost my tea journal?
Well, It's around here somewhere.
Okay, well around here somewhere there's a tea journal that I made with some other stuff that's down here that you can't see. So I'm sure that makes an excellent piece of YouTube live video.
Yeah.
Something you can't see was made with something else you can't see. I'm sure that was very informative. Oh yeah, I used these.
Yeah.
I like these.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So this was cool because
So here's his tea journal.
that's my tea journal, and they're the stamps that I used to make it. The teapot and the teacup. And the cool thing with this was we used this paint on stuff, which was like a resist, and then you put the paint on over here, over the teapot, then you did all of the colouring and all that kind of stuff, and then you wipe it all clean and it protects the teapot. So the teapot has this very porcelain, kind of semi-glossy but very clean kind of look to it, which I thought was really cool. And I use these, which I don't think, you don't normally use these, do you? These little dabby things?
Yeah.
I've never
They're
seen you
like,
use them, they're cool.
they're like these. They're these.
Oh, is that the
It's
equivalent?
the same thing.
Oh, okay. It's just a little piece of foam, and you can either put some ink down on something glass and then pick it up with the foam and smear it on, and it just means that you can be more precise with how much ink you put on a certain thing. So, like, have you just taken away the thing? Where's my tea journal? Stop putting things away. I haven't finished yet.
If I didn't tidy up, you'd tell me off for that too.
You tidy up when you finish, not halfway through. So you see here on my tea journal, I kind of shaded the corners and things and put this like edge around, this sort of tea-stained edge. If I just put I use a Tim Holtz brown oxides pad thing. If I just put that straight on, it'll be really, really dark brown. But you put it on to one of these little foam pads first. You dip the foam pad into the ink and then brush it on, and you can put like a little bit of ink on. That was really cool. And we did like the actual edge as well, because this is like a stiff cardboard. That was very easy. It worked very well. I quite like that.
Yeah.
That looked nice. Okay.
So someone mentioned that distress crayons are like gelatos. Kind of, but not. So I did a video, not last year, the year before, for scrapbook.com, all about distress crayons and tons of techniques you can do with them. And Tim also, in our hour with Tim Holtz at Simon Says Stamp, and I know it's not the best quality because it was live streamed and it kind of wasn't planned, but you should check that out. He explains the difference between gelatos and distress crayons, because there are things you can do with distress crayons you can't do with gelatos and vice versa. So just a little kind of anecdote in there. Someone said Greg's becoming a pro.
So when I was just explaining with my tea journal,
I didn't take it away.
you didn't. The stuff to put on the cover here, that was...
Grunge paste.
Nope, it was this stuff. Paper artsy, chalk, acrylics, what's this stuff
It wasn't,
called?
it was satin glaze.
Satin glaze, this stuff. Oh, come on, camera. There we go. It's a satin glaze, and you make up you print this on, you put the satin glaze over like the teapot, you colour away, do whatever you want, and whatever you put over on top of this just wipes clean, and you end up with this like porcelain kind of look, and you just paint it on. Really, really easy. So that was cool. That's how I did that bit.
And then the girls, so Hannah and Kaya did one, and they used this stuff called grunge paste, and we kept smelling it, and we kind of think we worked out roughly what's in it
Yeah, it's wallpaper paste.
with stuff.
And smelling it now, are we? Ah, I've made a mess. Oh,
Here you go.
got it everywhere.
If I did that, you'd have a right go at me.
I wouldn't. I'd just expect you to clear it up.
No,
which is
you'd
what
have a
I'm gonna
real go
do.
at me.
Yeah.
If I make a mess, make sure you get it out the fridge, because
Yeah.
otherwise it'll stick on. So this grunge paste stuff was really cool. They added like loads of texture to their projects. We showed you some of their projects yesterday, but I really, really want to play with this. So I guess Greg and I will be doing a lot of videos coming up
I
with
can
this
see,
stuff.
yeah.
So
We're always looking for something more interesting to do in the evenings and just stare at the idiot box. So I think we're going to start crafting.
yes, and then their infusions. Infusions are the paper artsy version of shimmer powders. So they're like colour bursts, but they also have I'm trying to think what they call it. It's like a tea dye type thing in it. So they have something to make it more vintagey. So that's in there. So there's that, and then these are their version of acrylic paints. So that's those.
These are cool. Is this how you buy them?
Yes.
They're like a very fine powder. You need a tiny, tiny amount of it. You put it on a surface, you dribble water on it, and the colour just explodes. Really, really cool. Tonic do a similar thing. What bugged me with this, though, is literally this is how you get it. It's in a little jar. It's in a little jar, and it comes with a bit of sticky tape over the top, which you peel off, and they've already punched a hole in the top of it for you. You know, they've just stabbed that with a nail, and then you just put a bit of tape over so it doesn't leak off. And the reason they do that is because you need such little of it. You just peel it back and you just tap it out like that. I just think that it's not exactly the nicest delivery method.
Well, no, what I would do is, because it's a screw top, is I'd have my tonic craft spoon, is I would tap a bit out onto my craft spoon and then put that over my project. Which is what I do, because I've got some on the wall over there. And that's how I do it.
Okay. I'd just like to see them in a... I missed again.
Well, tonic have a little thick nozzle on top, don't they? So
I thought it was a bit...
Yeah.
Bit,
Okay.
I don't know. Right.
Well, you can tell them as an engineer that that's not okay.
Oh, well, I have to look at everything differently. What have we got next?
Chameleons?
Chameleons.
Okay, so I'm going to really quickly do chameleons because I did a video on chameleons. I know lots of you love them, and I'm going to say the same thing I always say. Crafting tools are a personal thing. I don't like chameleon pens. I love their pencils.
Apparently we're adorable in the way we bicker. Do we bicker?
Yes.
I don't think we bicker.
I think we bicker.
I don't think we bicker.
People
We don't
vote
bicker.
for more videos of the two of us together.
So many people... Sorry to interrupt, but this is more important. So many people, when I was walking through Creativation, I expect people in like that crowd to recognise Alex, particularly with the bright pink hair when you make videos. The amount of people that came up to me, I've made 2 videos before Creativation. They remember, oh, you're Greg from Hedgehog Hollow, Mr. HH and all that, and I hope we do more videos with both of you together. It's like everybody seems to like it, so I think we're going to do more.
Anyway.
You can come in now.
Thanks. So, yeah, crafting tools are personal. I don't like chameleon pens. I've tried numerous times. I can't get them to work for me. I've watched videos. I followed them. Anyway, tools are personal preferences. So that's my 2 cents on chameleon pens.
So what do you use in place of chameleon pens?
They're alcohol
Copics.
markers. So I use Copics. I use the tonic nuvo ones. I really like those. They're my preferred tools. I like Copics because I have the full set, and I like the tonic ones because they come in blending trios, and for the one price of a Copic, I think for beginners or people who have a limited craft budget, you get 3 pens for the price of 1 Copic, and the 3 blend together perfectly, which is what you need for a blend. So
Well,
I think that they're
good.
a really, really good option. So, but I love the chameleon pencils. I think they're really good, and I think they're a really good price point. I think they're a really good quality pencil. So that's kind of my 2 cents. These are their new colour tops. I have not used these. We will do a video. I will give them my honest opinion. I'll try them out. I'll see what they think. But just chameleon in general, that's my opinion. But craft tools are personal. I would just give you my opinion.
Do that. If you're looking to invest in a whole set of pens, it's a big investment for anybody because you need so many of them, all different colours. Why don't you just go and buy like 1 or 2 of every one, so you don't spend a great deal of money. You only get like 1 or 2 pens, and try them out for yourself and see what ones you like.
I mean, I did a alcohol skill builder where I reviewed every pen, and that was just my 2 cents. I mean, as I say, everything's personal. I gave the pros and cons of each.
I haven't used any, but one thing I would say is these look great, don't they? If you've got these stacked up in your craft room, they just look lovely. They're very well presented. Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah, I know.
That's just a notebook.
So what is this mat thing?
I will get the mat.
But not the notebook.
Yeah, I can get the notebook.
Is it just a notebook?
Yeah, it's just a notebook.
It's just a notebook, but it looks really cool. Look at that. No idea who makes that. Quiet Fox Designs. That's cool. Alright, what's next?
We'll do the waffle flower mat.
Waffle flower mat.
I'll just leave that. It's just a tube of stuff.
Tube of stuff.
So this is the new waffle flower mat.
Oh, your spray box didn't work. Oh.
That's not the spray box's fault.
No, it's your fault.
No, that's not the oxide spray.
Oh, it's conveniently something else. It's exact same
pink.
colour. You sprayed it with pink, didn't you? No, it's
No,
purple.
it's purple. Oh, that's the tonic stuff I did before Creativation. Anyway, this is the new waffle flower mat. So it's silicone, it's waterproof, it's heat proof. These are the perfect size for your ink cubes here, and they're dipped so you can put water in them. You can watercolor with them, and it's also perfect if you do Instagram, YouTube, etc. It has your focus point. There's a little plus in the middle here for it to focus on. and it has the perfect aperture if you're filming with your phone and things on. It has the markings for YouTube, for Instagram, for Facebook, and everything. You can't really see them on here. Probably it won't focus so well, but it has all of those markings on, which I just think is really,
that's just
really
a clever
cool.
little idea. Because it costs nothing to just print stuff. And
Yeah.
if you had a top-down camera like we used to have, you can just line it up to the edge markings.
Yeah.
And that's going to be perfect. It'll just be just
So
right for...
heat resistant, waterproof, and non-stick. So I think that's really neat. And I do like the fact that it's dipped. I mean, I love my Tim Holtz glass mat, but I do like the fact that in here, this palette area is dipped. Greg, what are you doing?
I'm trying to pick off, I don't know what this stuff is.
This area here not only fits your ink cubes, but it's dipped for you to put water in as well. So that's there. Then if you grab those back there, Greg.
What?
Those. Behind that.
Oh, behind.
Just the pads. These are new Stays. Can you grab me the little postcard that was with it too?
The thing you just told me not to grab.
No, the other stuff I told you. These are the new StaysOn pigment pads. So if you watch Hedgehog Hollow a lot, you'll know I'm not a big StaysOn fan. I would rather use Ranger Archival. But I'm going to try and read this. So it says it dries quickly. I didn't do this class. This was Hannah's class. Dries quickly on most surfaces. A new style of felt pad that produces crisp stamped images, vibrant opaque colours of ink. So this is their new thing. Last year they came out with VersaFine Clear. This year it StaysOn pigment. 12 bright colours. Hannah used them. She said they were okay. But one thing that they are doing, we don't have a sample to share with you, but they're doing these new tubes of like this shimmer ink that goes over the top of everything. That is the one thing that I am really, really excited about. So that's coming out in March. And there's a gold shimmer, a silver shimmer, a clear shimmer, and a something else shimmer. So that will be coming out in March. That is what I am really, really excited about.
So these are for non-porous surfaces. So this is, you wouldn't use these on paper.
Exactly.
Use them on hard.
Well, you can use them on anything.
Okay.
But they're a pigment ink, so you would have to heat dry them. But being a pigment ink means you could heat emboss them, so you could put the enamel stuff on top of them as well.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
So that's there.
Do you want
as
to put
well.
these away?
Yes, you can put those away. Someone says comedians seem to be more work than I want to do. Yeah, that's what I would agree with too. Someone else says it's nice to hear someone be honest about products. My friend tried those pens and hated them. Yeah, I mean,
That doesn't mean they're bad.
No, and I mean some
is...
people love them and they get amazing results from them. So don't get me wrong. But one thing I would always tell you is whether they work for me or not. So I'll give you my 2 cents.
So what are these colour blends?
So
what's the so these are the actual chameleon pens. Are you giving these away or anything?
they will be part of our giveaway. Okay. Yes.
I won't.
But, no, I will deal with that. I have a set of chameleons that we can play with.
Okay.
So. These are the gel press things that Sal mentioned earlier. So these are the Caramel Studio stamps that are designed to work with the gel press. So we will work those out. This is the partnership with Gel Press. I can't remember what this one is called, but this is the one that Kaya used in her class. So that's a really pretty stamp that's designed to work with the gel press.
Do we know when that squidgy mat is coming up?
March or April, I believe. And then 3 stencils that they did to go with the gel press. So that's from Caramel Studio. Then this Greg's A Darkroom Door class kit.
Oh yeah.
And we wanted to show you that crayon, so we can show you that.
This was cool. Can you get the sample?
I'll grab that.
So actually this was the kit from my first ever class. And it was really lovely.
It's going to time out on you.
Oh, is it? Sorry, I'm not paying attention.
No.
I should do.
He's engrossed in crafting now.
Well, no, we had another 10 minutes left.
Well, you know.
Okay, so, no, where's the other one as well?
You want all of them?
Yeah, of course I want all of them.
You're so demanding.
Lame effort, do it half-assed. Right, here we go. So this is, I'm sort of recapping what I did yesterday. This is my first ever card that I made by myself. Well, I say by myself, in a class with support from the person teaching the class, the person next to me and the person in front of me. But other than that, I made it all by myself. But I did actually do it. So that was the stamp that I used, the top there. It's a 1966 Mustang. We had this discussion yesterday. Then I used this stencil, which is like a sun coming up, over a map. And that's what gave you the, you see on the top here, this kind of sunrise kind of look. It's pretty cool. And so that was all good. Then I did this one where I went off script a little bit with the colouring, kept it at an angle, and that was like nice. And then this was the sentiment that went on the side of it. This is all from Darkroom Door. Unusual name, but nonetheless. So then this one, what?
No, someone just asked me what my favourite inks were to use with alcohol markers. So I have two.
You're totally interrupting my flow now.
I am.
I was
I'm
on the
gonna
right roll then.
Yeah, well, I'm going to answer a question. You keep interrupting me. So, my favourite two are the My Favourite Things Extreme Black. And that particularly works really, really well if you're using a scan and cut. And it's a hybrid ink. And then the other one that I love is the Gina K Amalgam ink. So,
Right, good.
no, I'm not. So either one of those works perfectly. Either way, I would recommend heat setting it just for better to be safe than sorry. But those two are amazing with alcohol markers either way. Or the Nuvo Hybrid Black. So if you're looking for a black ink, use one of those three. If you do want to go with the Nuvo option, wait for Wednesday at the end of this live. I'll be announcing a special event we're having with a special coupon. So now you may go, darling.
Oh, I may, Maya.
Yes,
oh,
you
thank
may.
you very much.
Yeah.
This was really cool and really. This was really easy. Like I did this with no trouble at all. What you do, yeah, that means it's really easy if I can do it. What I did was took a piece of paper, stamped the black image on it, just as you normally would using what sort of ink? Archival ink, perhaps?
Yes, you did.
Using Archival ink, so it gives you a really solid black print. And then use this pencil.
It's called a masking
It's
crayon.
called a masking crayon. I know all of this. I'm not just being told by Alex next to me. And it just feels like a wax crayon. It doesn't feel like anything special, but it is. And what I did was after printing the black image on the white paper, you literally just put some of this on these white areas and just smear it on. And then the black and yellow background was just one of those distress pads. Would it be distress oxide?
No, just normal distress.
Just normal distress, and you just put it on and like wipe it down to give this effect. And then you just take a bit of kitchen roll and dab it off, and anything. This is like a protection. Anything that you put this on, the yellow and red ink just came straight off and left this lovely white remaining sort of background. It's really, really easy to do, and I think that looks great.
It does.
It's so simple, and that's it. You just need one of these, nothing else.
So people are asking about the Waffle Flower mat. It's going to cost $36. It's available March 2019. Nina is going to make sure that we are able to give you an order period, so we'll be able to let you know that. The workspace is 9 by 12 inches. It has a center mark for video and guides for framing videos for 16 by 9 format.
16 by 9, by the way, is what everything uses.
Yep.
Just so you know.
Has 12 palette squares and clean with warm soapy water. Avoid knives and sharp pencils. So hopefully that answers all of your questions.
Yeah, actually, I guess that's the one downside of that type of mat as opposed to the glass. Is obviously anything sharp is going to cut that. It won't cut the glass.
So somebody else asked, is Gina coming out with more amalgams? Yes, she is. She's coming out with no line colouring amalgam inks, which are amazing. Can't wait for those. Someone else says she's in the middle of rearranging her craft area and now she's not getting any work done. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What pieces?
I'm not getting any work done either.
What else do we have back here? We have 2 new Heffy Doodle sets. Can't wait to colour with these. Could use something white to put them up against. I use Greg's card. We have Old Crumbs, which I love this one. This is super cute. If you haven't seen Greg's booth tour with Leslie, she is so funny.
Oh, she's a laugh, isn't she? She's such a...
And then we also have Big Bug Hugs, which I think this one's really cute as well. Whoops. Ooh. Like
How many
that.
viewers do we normally have on a line?
About average.
4.
Kind of average, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Then we have this stuff from Calambor. So this is their oxidization stuff, which is actually, I don't think they can't see it. No.
What do you want to show people?
The lady with the wings.
You can get up there.
That's the advantage of being tall.
Yeah.
So this I made in Salt Lake City in a class. Hannah made one as well. That's their oxidation stuff. Oh, Jenny's just joined us. And Sean's
cool.
joining us as well.
Oh, hey.
Dina says,
Very
there
cool.
goes your craft room to Greg. Yeah, I think it might
Yeah,
be.
I'm starting to take over.
Yeah.
Not just behind the camera, but now in front of it as well.
So, so they've got some stuff in there and some really pretty rice papers as well. I'm not going to lift them up because they're kind of delicate. Then we have some stuff from Spellbinders from their breakfast. So there's that.
One as well.
So I love Spellbinders. So this is PA Scribe. So this is his new booklet binding set. So he's done this so that you can practice your
Paul
calligraphy.
Antonio. PA Scribe is Paul Antonio.
But you can see on the back here, this is how you create the booklet, and we got the instructions. So looking forward to that. We got the Amazing Paper Grace Die of the Month for January. So this is a new subscription from Spellbinders. You can see some samples on the back there. We got the Cinch and Go 4, so that creates these flowers that are on the back there. We got the Flutterwing Shadow Box Butterflies, again on the back there. We also got the adjustable shadow box frame with 3/4 inch border. So you can see that's how you create the box. And then you can put those flowers and things in there as well. Then we have the new Jane Davenport Muse die. It's a 2-part die on there. We have the cut and emboss Moroccan View. So we'll try and get that one a little bit closer. Really pretty. So that cuts, it has a die inside the embossing folder. So it cuts and embosses all in one pass. Then we have Sharon Soul. So this is her dies in there. So she does these amazing scenes, and her process is she cuts everything by hand and then they turn it into dies. And her process was amazing. She was doing that. And then this is a glimmer hot foil system glimmer plate called Gilded Trimmings. So that's on there. And the one thing is you can use these glimmer hot foil. The foils and the plates are transferable. If you have the Gemini system or you have the Spellbinder system, you can use them each in each other's systems. So if you have one of the other, you can transfer the foils and the plates between them. And they also gave us a roll of foil. I think this is the copper foil. It doesn't say on here, but yeah, we've got a roll of the foil as well. So that's on there too. So can you blend Copic and tonic alcohol markers together? Yes. If you have alcohol markers, you can blend all alcohol markers with all alcohol markers. You can blend all watercolours with all watercolours.
They're all ultimately the same formula.
So as long as you're using the same mediums, you can blend those together. There's nothing to say you can't use alcohol markers and watercolours on the same project. As long as you use a hybrid-based ink pad, you can use them all in the same project, but you wouldn't be able to blend them together. They're not going to react together and blend. But you can use them on the same project. But yes, if you had Copics and Nuvos and things like that, you can blend them together. I do that all the time. I did it on some samples and things. So that's that. That's just paperwork. We have 2 new Mama Elephant sets as well. We have Pretty Lovely, which is really pretty. And we have Pretty Peonies. And I love colouring these, so really pretty set there. And then we're nearly on the home street. So we have...
Oh, blimey, you want to get all the way around that stuff as well?
There's only like a few piles here. We have the Gemini Go. Would you like to explain, Greg?
Yeah, it's a Gemini, just smaller. It's good. If you want a Gemini, but you want it smaller, Gemini Go. What next?
So the Gemini Go, yes, is smaller, but it's wider than, say, like the Sidekicks. It's slightly wider here. But, actually, I need to email them because I didn't get the AC adapter. Because they gave
you need an AC adapter.
They gave me this at the show. And sometimes they show them that they've used them and things. So I just need to get that from them. But one thing they did give me also, you can take this to a crop and you can use it with an external battery. So like your battery pack.
Oh, okay.
I can use it with that,
That's
which is really cool. So you don't have to have power, or maybe if you do craft fairs, things like that, I think it's really neat that you can use it with that. They also have released these tri-blend pens. So these are alcohol markers as well. So Spectra Noir is Crafters Companions alcohol marker. And they have 3 shades in one pen. So if you're on a limited crafting budget or you have limited space, this gives you all 3 shades in one pen. And you can also buy, if you really like, if you say used all these purples all the time, you can buy these 3 shades as individual pens as well.
How much does one of these cost compared to the 3 sets of Tonic Nuvo pens?
That's an excellent question.
Of course it is, I asked.
Just because you asked doesn't mean it's a good question, Greg.
It's highly likely. Can I open these, or are these part of the
you
giveaway?
can open them. We're going to do a review on them. Crafters Companions.
Because this is a really clever idea. What they've basically done is make 3 pens and just package it into the single tube. So Can you give me some paper? I nearly fell off my chair when I went that way last time.
This isn't marker paper, but yeah.
Okay, so it's the wrong type of paper, but... So you've got one colour, I just pulled the lid off, that side. Then you open it up, you've got a double ender. Interpret that as you like. And the other end
God, Greg.
gives you a different colour. So that's that piece. Now this is the piece I took off, and then here you've got another one. Okay, so that's your third colour.
It just says coming soon.
Oh, so we don't have a price yet.
We don't have a price.
So that's how it works. It's just, you've got three, you can see 3 nibs there. That makes your 3 colours. So I guess that's kind of convenient in the, I mean, one thing, I'm trying to think pros and cons. Certainly a pro is that when you start to store these and package them, it's going to take up a lot less space.
About $5 to $7 each. So it's going to be about the
€5
same
to
as
€7
the Nuvos.
dollars even. Okay, so it's, so cost-wise it's the same as a Nuvo, but a Nuvo you actually get 3 individual pens.
And you've got different tips, but
oh,
I mean,
yeah,
it's just, again, it's personal preference. What sort of pen do you like, that kind of thing. One
thing that's cool is because I've just taken all these off and got them everywhere, it does give you the colour here to match to on the nib. So both parts give you the colour, so you can put the right nib, the right thing back on. A clever piece of packaging.
Yeah, maybe you don't colour very often, but you want a few markers. Maybe you don't use purple very often, but you want to have a purple in your stash. So it's just another option as well. So someone who is in your Graphic 45 class says you are a trooper.
Oh, thank you.
Someone's
that was
asking,
really easy.
are these pens refillable? I don't think that these ones are. I think the normal Spectra Noir ones are, but I can't see how you would refill this one.
I've got no idea how you would get in there and prize that out.
Normally you can take the nibs off, but I can't see how that's... Did we get snow growing up like we do here? Nothing. So we're actually now based in Northeast Ohio.
Oh, we have people asking that. Yeah, we're halfway between Cleveland and Akron in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, but we have tons of snow right now. But in England, you don't really get snow. Maybe like every 3 years, you'd get 2 inches, and the whole country grinds to a halt. So I grew up a lot in Germany. My family were partly German, so I was used to getting some snow. But no, in general, not used to snow.
So kind of like the Chameleon pens, yeah. So Chameleon a little bit more expensive.
Chameleon are a bit more expensive.
So these are perhaps the cheaper ends and the same price as a Nuvo. The Nuvo you get 3 pens. With these you get 3 pens in one. So depending on what you prefer there, another person pointed out these you take 1/3 the storage space. So that's definitely an advantage.
Yep.
And the Copics are significantly more expensive, but you get 2 tips on a Copic.
You get 2 tips. They're completely refillable, so they'd last you forever.
Yeah.
And you can switch out the tips on a Copic. So you can have whichever tips you prefer on your Copic.
Yeah, and with these, they're the same price as the Nuvo pens for 3 colours, but the Nuvo pens you also get 2 tips, but they take up 3 times the storage space.
Yes.
But you probably also have more ink in the Copics as well, because they're less longer, aren't they?
Yeah. It's pros and cons the whole way.
Really
I did a whole series on alcohol marker skill builders. So if you want to know about the difference between all of the different types of pens, chameleons, Copics, Spectra Noirs, illustrators, because there's like different types of these Spectra Noirs too. If you want to see that, there's a whole playlist on the channel. You can go and watch all the individual ones, and I also gave you lots of tips about learning to colour with alcohol markers. And when we do the review on this, we'll add that to that alcohol marker skill builder series. So you can go and watch that, and you can watch it at your own pace. You can rewatch it lots of times. As we do lessons with alcohol markers, we add it to that skill builder as well. So you can go and find that as well. So I'll pop these back over here. So we're nearly there. Greg makes it sound like someone said you're running out of steam, but there's actually like only 6 piles left here. So
Oh, only 6 piles. Great.
So there's that one next.
Like I have a lot of stamina.
So this is the Kelly Creates. We did kind of mention this yesterday, that I did a class with Kelly Creates. This is her new bouncy lettering.
More pens. Right, how do these pens compare to the other pens?
So these are meant for brush lettering. So this is her new Learn Bouncy Brush Lettering book. And I really like her books. I've got lots of these Learn books. And what she does is she has a page of where you learn, and then she has parchment overlays. You can see over the top, and then you trace.
Okay.
And when you're done, you pull that one out. You do another
So
one.
this is learning kind of calligraphy type stuff.
Well, brush lettering.
What's the difference between brush lettering and calligraphy?
Well, calligraphy is more classic. Brush lettering is more modern. There's not as many rules, and
Okay.
it's kind of looser. But I really learned a lot in the class. I will put some of my learning into a video. I am not an expert. I'm going to put that out there. But I showed you this yesterday, and I'll get Greg to hold it up closer. You'll see like the top M is where I started, and this is where I finished. So I definitely learned a lot, I think, during the class. And these are her new pens. Her pens come in a small tip or they come in a large tip. And there's a different book as to whether you want to learn with the small tip or whether you want to learn with the large tip, because obviously a larger tip needs a larger letter to learn with. So I learned lots and lots of things from her. And Kelly is really lovely. She made us all tags with our names and things on as well. So there's that. And then My Sweet Petunia, we're giving out these little badge holders and also aprons as well. So we have a My Sweet Petunia apron that Ileana was giving out. So someone said it's great because you don't have to guess matching the shades of a colour. Yeah, and that's another thing about the ones I like with the Nuvo, because they come in blending trios, so you get to know what comes together as well. Someone says we're 7 hours away from there. Do we ever sell any of our old stuff? Yes, we do, and based on Creativation, we have tons. I've actually got, there's going to be 2 tonic mystery boxes coming up and some others. We post them on our Facebook page, and I usually post them on a Friday night. So Friday night, you want to be following us on Facebook, facebook.com/the Hedgehog Hollow, and I post them on there as well.
Yeah, we sell all sorts of stuff.
Someone said, lol, Greg, you totally brushed past your stamina comment. Yes, I'm not getting into that on here. That's just not going anywhere. Someone said they're in Canton. Well, very local.
Very local.
Greg works at Goodyear, so we're often down there.
Just south of us.
Someone else says they're in Wisconsin, snow is a part of life. Well, we're starting to learn that.
Yeah.
That is here too. Although we've had a very mild winter.
Well, we have so far. We came back from Arizona to about a foot of snow, which was a bit of a shock when you come from the desert. Oh, that's my Graphic 45 class. That one.
So.
What's that? Is that all sweets?
No, it's glue. So someone, one company in our VIP bag gave us a ton of glue.
I forgot to check my timer when I last did this, so I'm going to do it again just
so
in case.
There is tons and tons of super tight glues in here. Super grip and dual tip glue pens and polystyrene foam adhesive. That's interesting because that's always hard to glue. So I'll be interested to see if that works. Multi-grab 360.
Alright, so it's a big bag of every conceivable type of liquid glue.
Yeah, so that will go
So
in the
there's
glue
some
drawer.
super glue in there. Or super glue, a trade name that we're not allowed to say with those guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
And then this is Greg's bag, so I'll let him start on that.
So Graphic 45. So this was the... Could you grab me the thing I made? Thank you. This was the second thing I ever did. Oops. And I'm kind of not sure what to make of it, as to like a good or bad, depending on your thoughts. So before I start, perhaps, this is what I made. So this was, before I started, this was just a brown all over folder, and it's got like 3 separate things inside. There's, if I try and separate these out. There we go. You can kind of see the divisions. There's a book and another, and like 3 separate books with different kind of pages in it. And what they did, they gave us a design, they gave us some bits and pieces, and then you cut out, a lot of it was cut out already for us. You gave us a nice little baggie with all the bits in, and you'd literally just cut it out, distress the edges, and then stick it onto the book. And sometimes you'd put a bit of depth in there, a bit of foam. They gave you these foam dabby things, which is quite a good idea. So you just peel them off and stick them. The reason I'm kind of in 2 minds of this, every single thing they make, all of it is this kind of, I don't know, what do you describe that as? That style. I consider it kind of grandma-y kind of style. I don't know if I'm supposed to call it that. But what it means is everything goes with everything. So you really can't screw it up. You could take any piece of this, stick it on anywhere, and it would look just fine. And then you rustic it up a little bit and make it look a little old-fashioned. For me, it was just a bit, it was very, very easy. You take the paper, even some of this, these are stickers. So it's actually sheets of sticker paper, so you basically just put the adhesive on the back for you.
But that's the whole thing about Graphic 45, is everything is in collections, it's designed to all go together, and they're supposed to make travel journals, bullet journals, all that kind of stuff. So this was the Princess at Heart, and then they have collections. And when you go to their booth, they're all dressed up in this kind of like 1920s style. They have the hats, they have the like the net across their face. So that is their style. Whether it's your style or not, that's kind of, you choose. But that's Graphics 45.
It's lovely. The quality is very good. It's really, really, really easy because everything goes together, so you can literally really just slap it all on and it's going to look good. For me, I just found it a little bit easy, a little bit straightforward. I don't know if you either like that or you don't, but you're just sticking paper
You
on
sat next to
paper.
a pretty blonde.
I did. I sat next to a lovely pretty blonde from somewhere. She was really nice. But yeah, that's Graphic 45. And even give you the adhesive. Look at that.
Was it good adhesive?
No, I didn't use it. I used the same adhesive I always use because I know exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, if you're looking to do something very basic and very easy, then this is great. I don't know. It was okay. It was alright. It was good fun actually. I had a nice time. Okay, how do I get all this back in the big bag?
I don't know.
You'll just sit there and deliberately not help, aren't you?
Smile away to myself. Same way you do when I do it.
Yeah, that's true.
So the next thing, we have some fun plaid stuff. So Mod Podge is now going to come in a spray. So two types. I can't remember what the other one is. This is the Ultra, and in the matte. And there is, I think it's regular as the other one. But I really like the idea that it's spray based. So there's like no brush strokes. And
I can't get it in.
it's really easy to apply, and I'm just going to ignore Greg for a second. So there's that.
Give me 4 seconds.
Then there's these new cuts that go in there, and I think these are going to be really fun because there's new colour shifts and there's new, what do they call it? Is it glitterati? They're new, like really like intense glitter stuff. There's some new colours of those. So there's a mermaid and there's a unicorn. And then there's these, which I adore, because I really needed new paintbrushes. If you saw Greg packing for Creativation, you'll know I needed new paintbrushes.
How much are they?
I don't know. So they have the Glam paintbrush set with the mermaid handle on. And then they had this other one here, which again, I just think are awesome.
Lovely.
So they have that twisted handle on.
Oh yeah, they're pretty cool actually.
They're really cool.
They've got a lovely, did you show these?
Yeah.
They've got a really cool, cool like colour to them. Very girly, ladylike. Oh, there's some stuff out there.
So someone said, roughly what time on a Friday night do I list them? What time is
I
it?
don't
Like
know,
8
it
o'clock-ish
varies all the time.
Eastern.
They usually sit there for a little while though. It's not like a complete bun fight to buy everything.
Yeah,
You can come a bit
so-
later.
Around about 8 p.m. Eastern-ish. Usually I put the kids to bed and then I start listing them. Greg does all the weighing and stuff, so I put them up. So round about Friday night, and I'll definitely be doing some coming up because I really need to downsize some of this stuff to put new stuff in.
You don't, as I say, you don't have to be there like as it's listed.
And
you know.
I tend to put a post up first saying I'm about to list the mystery boxes. So I give you a little bit of warning that they're coming.
Oh, mystery boxes. Is it worth mentioning that that's how you often do it? Or are you not doing mystery boxes
No, I'll
this
do
time?
mystery boxes. So I do a mystery box and then I kind of let you know, like, this is a tonic mystery box, or this is a Stampin' Up mystery box. I got small Stampin' Up stuff to do, or this is a mixed mystery box. So I'll give you kind of a rough idea what's in there.
So you get an idea, but you don't get the exact. The reason we do it like that is if we list each individual thing, the amount of work that it takes to quote the packaging, and then if people buy multiple things, bundling all together, it's just not worth doing.
Yeah.
If you bundle it into a mystery box, then buy
And
it,
they're
don't buy it,
always
it's up
like
to you, but
full of stuff. There's way more in there than whatever.
we always put a load of stuff in them, yeah.
So, and then there was two pairs of scissors. And these will be going into giveaways because I have more pairs of scissors than I know what to do with. And I always use my Tim Holtz scissors because I have tons of those and I love them. Then we got some really fun stuff from Glue Dots, and I use tons of Glue Dots because Glue Dots are awesome. If you haven't seen the video, you should go and watch them. I have strips of Glue Dots or the sheets of Glue Dots. Then put your Nuvo drops over the top of them, and you create your own enamel dots in any color, shape, size, whatever you want, and they're already sticky on the back. So another top tip for you. And we got runners from them, and we got sheets of them, and we got more rolls of them,
Loads more glue.
and a dispenser. I've never seen a dispenser.
Do we need to do a special video all on adhesives?
Maybe.
Because there are so many different types of like dot adhesive, roll-on adhesive, and I was I was commenting to somebody who sat next to me in one of my classes who was using the wrong adhesive for the wrong thing, and it's not that, you just need to know roughly what you do.
So Greg
with
started
what
teaching
thing.
people things, is what he's trying to say. He taught people how to use a Misty, he taught people how to use the Tim Holtz distresser, and he told people they were using the wrong adhesive.
It was for this actually.
yes,
I
it was.
mentioned this yesterday. In the inner thing here, there's like a little folder to put things.
Pocket.
Little pocket, so you can put things in here. So this piece of paper at the back that was stuck on, you need to use a liquid adhesive to then slide it down behind the pocket, and you can do that with liquid adhesives because they give you a little bit of time before these set. So you needed a liquid to do that. You couldn't do that with a tape runner, for example, because tape runner, as soon as you put it on, it's then rigid. It's not going to go anywhere. That might be worth doing a quick video on.
So people are saying that they love this glue dots dispenser, so I have
cool.
to try
What
that
is
one.
it?
It dispenses glue dots.
Well, I guessed that, but
So
what are
glue
glue dots?
They're dots of glue that I use.
They're not exactly.
Well, glue
Let
dots
me
are...
work it out for myself, shall I?
Then we got some stencils from the Crafters Workshop. Well, I'm a stencil junkie, as you all know. And also some of their new home decor stencils as well, because I really want to put one of these on our pantry door because it looks really plain. They do one that says pantry.
Okay.
So I thought that would be kind of cool. We also got samples of all of their mediums. Now I actually have full size of all their mediums because I used to be on their design team. And I have to say I promised Hannah all of the sample sizes. That is one perk of working at the Hollow, is you get a lot of fun craft stuff to take
You
home.
do. Yeah, we tend
You
to.
do.
This reminds me of the packaging tape. You know, used for.
Yeah.
It's like this little circle thing, and you just take little bits of. The only thing already that I see as a bit of a negative with this is most other things like this. You put them down, and there's some sort of way of fixing it to a desk, so that when you pick stuff up, it like holds it in. This has got
it's
the
not sticky.
little pads, but it doesn't have any way of adhering it to the desk, so that as you're using it, it holds still. So I bet that's gonna. I'm sure it's very good, but I bet it'll like fall over, and it'll just be. You need two hands to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas if they had some system of adhering it to the desk, you could probably do that one-handed.
So that's pretty much everything. There were a few other little bits and pieces. There was some yarn. It was in one of our bags. And bits and pieces like that. So that kind of thing. Someone says, where do I post my mystery boxes? Anywhere. I mean, I do charge whatever the shipping costs. We don't add anything on. But yeah, we'll post them anywhere. So there's that. And we get commercial rates because of doing the subscription boxes. So that's pretty much everything.
No, it's not. You know, we did our top fives?
Yeah.
Well, I had 6.
No more.
This is my number 7 of my top 5. We were talking about this earlier today and couldn't find it. This is the Ranger dealer weight. Don't. Just sulking away.
I'm reading comments. I've given up.
This was number 7 of my top 5. This is brilliant. It's Dina Wakley Media Collage Collection. And I know we flicked through this earlier in the video, but I think this is gorgeous. As you just open any page you like, every single thing on there is brilliant. And they're like backgrounds that you can use to make whatever you want. All kinds of different things. And what I want to do with this is actually tear a whole bunch of pages out, do like a collage and of all of them, and sort of stick them on my wall or something, because I think these are just awesome. There's so much detail and so much kind of design and effort that's gone into making these. And as I flick through here, there's page after page. Every single one is double-sided. Look at that. I mean, how nice is that? I just want to do like a big thing of these. Hey, maybe we could do it on the back wall here. And just put them up on my wall somewhere, because I think they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Is this out now? Is this like just a go and buy it?
I don't know if it's out now, but it's definitely coming soon.
It was really cool. I thought that was brilliant.
So.
I like that.
So yeah, so that was all of that. So are we giving it questions? So there is a giveaway going on the blog now, on Instagram even now. The winner, when we started this live, had not claimed it. So if they haven't claimed it when I go on there in a minute, I'm going to add a new winner. So you might want to go and check that out ASAP. And then check it again, because I might be adding a new winner. I tag you in our stories and I tag you in the post. So, and then...
You've been going 2.25 hours.
Yeah, apparently so. We also have more giveaways because we're nearly at 25,000 here on YouTube. So share us with your friends, because as soon as we get there, we have more giveaways. We've just reached 14,000 Instagrams. So we've got a giveaway for that. Basically, I'm looking for any excuse for a giveaway. I'll give away stuff. I have loads of fun stuff here. I'm going to give some away. We'll have our mystery boxes. We have our free shipping going on in the subscription box. Now that's valid on $3.99 shipping credit is valid on any order between now and the 3rd of February. So that's celebrating our award. Woohoo! Thank you very much, everyone. That is valid on any order. It's also celebrating my birthday, which is on Thursday. PO box, for those who asked, is in the description. I'll also post it on Facebook. And I will add some links in the description below for the Hedgehog Hollow links. Thank you to all of you who always shop through those. That helps support us. It helps us make more videos. It helps us get the supplies for them. Also helps Greg stop moaning about when I place an order to buy the supplies for said videos. Particularly now he's going to craft with me as well.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that, actually. I'm genuinely, I can't say, I'm really pleased. It's been really good fun. I had a great time with Creativation. I'm looking forward to doing some crafty stuff.
So
I want to get more into the mixed media things, I think, but not that I have any idea what that is, but that seems to be where I like.
So there you go. So there's that. So don't forget about that. Don't forget about our Ellen Hudson post. And oh, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we have a Tonic USA launch party. We will be hosting that on the Tonic Studios USA Facebook page. We'll be launching their new Dream in Colour range, which is their nuvo trend for this month. It launches on Wednesday in their Facebook Live. Then I always upload it to YouTube, and Hedgehog Hollow followers on YouTube will get an exclusive Tonic 15% discount code, which we valid till January 31st. So you'll get a 24-hour discount code. You will want to come on here, find that video, check the video description, because you will get that exclusive discount. I think it's 15%. I hope it is. Worst case, it's 10%. So you definitely want to get it, because all of that amazing Dream in Colour, the dies, the adorables, they're all going to be there, and you'll be able to get that discount on them as well. So I'm hoping
exciting stuff.
Yes, and if you didn't see all of our samples, go and check out the I'm just checking the code as well, so I can tell you. Go and check out the Tonic Studios booth tour I did. There's all the trends for this year. There's all that. There's the samples I did. Actually, there's the heart sample over there that I did with the expanding mousse. It's just behind that little thing. Greg can show you that as well. So that's really cool as well.
This was one of the things that we made, Alex made.
Yeah, so
quite
that was
some time
for
ago.
the Tonic
Get that
booth.
in focus. There we go.
And
look at that.
Yeah, love that. So,
Ah.
so they ooh.
Is it that way? That way?
There you go.
I
So
should
that's
point out,
with,
being in front of the camera, I can't see any of the camera controls that I usually use to get
There you go.
really nice footage.
So
and
that
things like
is Tonic Gilding Flakes, and it's expanding mousse.
missed
Don't
a
worry,
bit.
we'll have loads of tutorials. We'll show you all the samples. There's tons more samples too that will be coming back with booth. It is going to be 15% off everything at the store, valid until the 31st. So that will be on there as well. Where are the boxes for the free shipping? You want to go to www.thehedgehoghollow.com/shop, and the code is AlexBday, B-D-A-Y, ALEXBDAY. So lots of you saying thanks for the video. You can go and find that as well. Greg is going to collage my entire wall, entirely possible.
I'm going to do something. Ooh, I love this, and as the first thing I thought of it when I found it is that I want to do something and take all these together and put them into like a collage or something like that, because I think it'll be great fun.
Can you please say again which inks are best for alcohol markers? That would be the My Favorite Things Extreme Black, and the Gina K Amalgam inks, and the Tonic Nuvo hybrid ink. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as we go offline, I will put a link to Gina K's store, scrapbook.com, Ellen Hudson, and a couple of other stores that we recommend, and places that I shop at and I would recommend you shop at as well. There are a few stores we do not work with because we would not recommend them. We've had bad experiences with them, bad customer service, those kinds of things. I'll pop those links in the video description for you as well. If you use our links, we do appreciate it. Thank you so much. So you can check those out as well. Companies that we love and we love working with as well. So if you want to use those links, thank you so much. And we should probably go and see what film Maddie's watching with Tilly. We've kind of seen their heads bop in and out, so yeah. So we're going to go and have our Sunday.
Have our Sunday. How about we go and get a nice meal somewhere? It's lovely and sunny outside, but cold. We might be able to go and play in the snow. And then we could go and do some crafting later on. Do you want to do some crafting?
Yeah, Maddie.
Actually go and play with some of this stuff.
We're actually going to give some of these things to Maddie as well. So we mentioned yesterday
she
likes
to. She's doing quite a lot.
She likes to draw manga and kawaii and chibi. So she likes to draw. Yeah, it's like the Mama Elephant style and stuff. So Maddie is really talented. I don't know where she gets drawing talent from because it's not me. But
Yeah, she can draw really well.
yeah, so
Neither one of us can.
yeah, so she'll be getting that as well. So thank you so much to join us. Thank you for everyone for joining us today, and we will see you. Someone else's birthday is on Wednesday. Happy birthday on Wednesday. My cousin's birthday was actually on the Wednesday, and then I was on the Thursday. And when I was born, he was about 5, and he said, "But Mum, I don't want a baby cousin for my birthday." It was really cute. So I always used to say to him I was the best birthday present he ever had. So thank you everyone.
So many people commenting about me.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for all your support here at Hedgehog Hollow. Thank you.
Yeah.
We love having you here. We've got an amazing community. We will see you again later this week. Check everything out and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.